Well, happy Friday night, football fans. We're back for week 3 of Van Buren Pointer football. This is Pointer Media. I'm Jay Baker. With me is my broadcast partner, Tim Malone. On behalf of the whole team, Joshua Smith, Lindsey Cottrell, and Stephen Copeland, thank you for choosing to spend your Friday night supporting these Pointers and being on this broadcast. I tell you, Greenbrier, Tim, just put on a heck of a national anthem with a flyover and fireworks. Great way to start Friday night football.
Great environment. The weather's not quite as good as it has been the first 2 weeks of the season, but it's not terrible either. We know how Arkansas weather can go.
Yeah, we got spoiled these first 2 weeks. We got perfect fall weather right in the middle of summer. So
we certainly did.
Yeah, it's very good. So tonight, the last non-conference matchup. Let's put a bow tie on last week's game before we dive into Greenbrier. Of course, Van Buren went up to Springdale last week and kind of took one on the chin, 52-41. Got some lessons out of that game and some stuff that you just kind of have to flush.
Yeah.
What do the Pointers take away from last week?
Well, I think you look at from an offensive standpoint, I think we can play with anybody. If you look at what we were able to accomplish with the pass, some of what we did on the rushing side of the ball was a little more limited than what we saw against Alma, but all in all, solid. Defense, they've got to shore up a few things, and I think they recognize that. Coaches recognize that. Coach Henry talked about it this week in our meeting, that they need to make a few changes, a few adjustments, put them in some spaces that help them be more successful.
Yeah. Springdale, in case you didn't watch last week, and we're going to get off this pretty quick, but you do have to give Springdale some credit. They ran the ball for 522 yards last week. I've been watching football for 40 years, and I can only remember 2 or 3 games of my life, college and pro, where that happens. So.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at it, we'll make this quick. It was a 3-headed monster between a quick quarterback, 2 power backs, but you flush that, you move on. Greenbrier tonight, and here we go.
Yeah, that's right. And talking to Coach this week, he talked about Greenbrier. Here's the bad news. He said Greenbrier is probably the biggest challenge of the 3 non-conference games. Let's talk about first their defense. We know they're very young. They're replacing 10 starters on that side of the ball. What are we looking for from the Greenbrier defense tonight?
Well, they're going to have to figure out how to handle our shifty and quick and athletic wide receivers. And then also we have a running game that's as solid as they come as well. So with that many new faces, it's going to be a challenge for them. They run a defense that's 3-2, sometimes 3-3, sometimes 3-4. The one thing they do is they bring those 2 safeties up. They've got 2 safeties. They've got one who is a ball hawk in Ethan Smith, number 6, and then also Ethan Rhodes, their other safety. They will come up and they will push you at the line of scrimmage. But we can combat that on offense.
Yeah, that's right. Greenbrier, before we get to our offense, and let's address this too. Now, we'll save that for our offense. Greenbrier offense is kind of the big concern tonight because in week 1, their stud running back went for 331 yards. So you think, okay, great, this is going to be a really strong running team. Stop that and you'll be okay. Yeah. Well, Russellville last week took that approach. They loaded the box and they held him to less than 100 yards. Yeah. So Greenbrier suddenly became this incredible passing attack last week.
Well, let me start with Enoch Hassan, number 8, their star running back, who more than likely will play at the next level after this year. He's not a big back, but he's fast, he's quick. If you give him a crease, he can break it on you. But they're not one-dimensional. I mean, they're able to pass the ball. Jack Palmer, their quarterback, he's pretty accurate. They've got some receivers. They've got Trendon Mosley and Salter Mahan on the outside that can make plays, can score touchdowns. So don't be lulled. And I don't think Coach Mo Henry is lulled to sleep by the fact that all they have to do is stop the run, because he knows they can throw the ball as well. So you're probably going to see a little bit more man-to-man coverage on the outside, but it's something that you're going to need an overall approach from our defense to be able to I don't want to say stop them because they're going to move the ball a little bit, but we just have to be tough in the red zone and shut them down.
Yep. And the challenge this year defensively has been the big plays, whether it was against Alma and last week against Springdale, a lot of big plays. The bad news is that's what Greenbrier thrived on last week. The Palmer quarterback threw 17 passes, completed 11 of them for 281 yards. So 11 passes for 281 yards is a pretty good average. It's a big play offense. But
exactly.
Enough about them. Let's talk about the Van Buren defense. We now have a 2-game season statistical guide. Coach bragged on these linebackers coming into the start of season, said he had big expectations of them, and we've seen that come to fruition so far this year.
Yeah, the linebackers, if you look at last week, they were involved a ton because there was a big offensive line that was able to move our line, and we're going to face a big offensive line tonight, a bunch of big guys up front, but our defensive linemen will take those guys on. They'll make penetration. They'll create holes for the linebackers then, Jackson Silvers and company, to come in, fill those gaps, make the tackles.
Yeah, the 3 leading tacklers so far this year, Jace Ponder, Jackson Silvers, and Darren Mays, 21, 19, and 14 tackles each. Filling up the middle, Antoine Cooper also with 14. So the guys the coach told us would be the cogs to this defense have held up their side of the bargain for sure.
Yep.
And the cornerbacks are going to have – they may have to live on an island tonight because coach has to make a decision about who he wants to stop, Hassan or make them pass. He's going to have to –
And they're athletic. They're athletic on the outside. So you're probably going to see a mix of man-to-man coverage, and then they're going to get back to a little more zone as well to be able to shut that down and to cover those quick receivers to the outside.
The bright news last week at Springdale was this Van Buren offense keeps humming. And just like we bragged on Greenbrier's offense and their ability to run heavy in week 1 and pass heavy last week, we saw the exact same thing with these pointers. As in week 1, you run for over 300 yards. Well, Springdale says you're not going to beat us that way. So last week we throw for over 300 yards.
Right.
This offense, just like Greenbrier's, can beat you however you give them an opportunity to.
Yeah, and our coaches look to see what's available. You'll see the first series, maybe 2. They'll get a feel for what's working, where they can gain the most yardage, where they can make the biggest impact. If that's the run game, great. If it's not and they have to get the ball out, they'll do that too. I think what you're going to see tonight, I think you're going to see a few different formations. I think you might see Austin Riggs be a little more involved. And unfortunately, Teray Wilford will not play tonight. He's in concussion protocol. He was hurt last week against Springdale. So that is a hit on our offense. But giving the playmakers the opportunity to make the plays, because honestly, we're as athletic as they come, and we can win this football game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and it would be a huge boost to this team going into conference 2 weeks from now. Of course, we get a bye next week, and then we get Russellville at home. Got to see Russellville on film as they played this Greenbrier team last week. They look beatable, but Greenbrier may be doing that to anybody. So,
and the key to the game, honestly, is the defense, the Van Buren defense. They're going to have to find the spots and the holes that they need to fill, and be big tonight. Just as a coach would say, they need to play big.
Captains are meeting at midfield right now for Van Buren. The same captains as every game so far. Brady Perkins, Jace Ponder, Austin Riggs, and, forgive me, Antoine Cooper. We noticed as these teams were warming up, you read a sheet and you see 6'4", 300, 6'2", 300, and then you come and you see it in person. The offensive line for Greenbrier is very big. And
I think that's something we talked preseason with Coach Mo Henry about is we're not going to be bigger than a lot of teams. I mean, it's just something, it is what it is. And our guys just have to fill gaps. They have to be physical, and they have to move people out of the way the best they can, and the linebackers got to fill.
Well, we've got time to run through the starters, and we haven't been doing that the last couple games, so let's do that real quick. Of course, Austin Riggs wears number 10. He'll be out at wide out. You'll see him all over the field. The offensive line, which has been outstanding this year, is made up of junior Jensen Hill at left tackle, Kyron Johnson at left guard. He actually was awarded the Trenches Award by the coaching staff for last week's game. The 3-year starter, Johnny Siaksampu at center. Right guard is number 75, Jacob Omengabar. He's 6'2", 260, and looks even bigger than that. Number 69 is on the right tackle at 255. That's A.J. Thompson. He's a junior. H-back is number 18, Carter Kelly. Philip Steele was the co-offensive player of the week or honorable mention last week. He had 2 touchdowns at Springdale. He'll wear number 13. Hayden Williford is the quarterback. He wears number 6. And Hayden Christenberry at tailback, the sophomore, about 190 pounds, wears number 28, and he is strong as an ox. And we'll see who starts also back there. We saw Tristan Ray, number 8, last week, right off the bat. And did a good job handling the ball. Coach said he has no doubt that he can use him some as a tailback and just utilize his talents.
Absolutely. And, you know, Hayden Christenberry came into the game last week a little banged up. Didn't hear anything negative coming out of practices this week. Certainly could start the ball game and maybe be a little bit more effective just because he's not hurting.
Yeah, and before kickoff, it looks like Van Buren's kicking off first. On the defensive side, you'll see senior Charlie Vaughn on the left end. He wears number 81. Antoine Cooper, 6 foot, 220. He'll hold up the middle of that D-line. Braden Dawes is also a senior. He's on the right side of the line. As we mentioned, Darren May is Jackson Silvers and Jace Ponder in the middle, playing those linebacker roles. For the Rover, Donovan Akins, a junior, number 38. Jalen Brown's a sophomore, number 17. And at cornerback, we've got Talon Jones and Brady Perkins, the team leader. And we've got football. The kickoff's going to be down to the 5-yard line. Greenbrier is going to bring it up to the 20, and he's going to be taken down at the 22 or 23-yard line.
Good coverage. Got down there. Kick was high. Able to cover it and get down there, keep him from getting much of a return.
So we'll see right off the bat what the defense can do. 22-yard line.
Number 3 is Trendon Mosley. Number 8 is Enoch Hassan.
Enoch Hassan, you compared his running style. Obviously, we're not saying he is this guy, but he runs in the similar fashion that Barry Sanders did.
Yeah.
And I agree.
Yeah, lower center of gravity, very shifty.
He's fun to watch unless you're playing against him.
Threatening the blitz. They're filling the holes and moving inside.
So Hassan will get up across the 30 on his first carry of the game. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Number 19, Braden Dawes. The rest of the starters for the
Test in the middle of the line, coming up right up the gut. Linebackers were filling the holes there. Well blocked. Got a good gain out of it.
4 wideouts and 1 tailback in the pistol formation. Handoff left to Hassan, and he was almost taken down by Silvers in the backfield. Missed tackle, and he's going to take this one all the way. So the first big play of the night belongs to Greenbrier. And that's a 70-yard touchdown run on the second play of the game.
Frustrating part is he got to the outside. He was met actually in the backfield about a yard deep, just unable to get him on the ground. But like we talked pregame, once he gets the outside, if you give him a crease, he's got the kind of speed and shiftiness that he can take it to the house, and that's what he just did, Jay.
Yep. 78 yards on 2 plays. Extra point will be taken by Ethan Rhodes, who's a very good kicker. 3rd week in a row we've faced a very good kicker. Low snap, but the holder got it down, and the extra point is good. So with 11-11 to go in the first quarter, the Pointers trailed this one 7-0. We're going to send you to the University of Arkansas Fort Smith, and we'll be right back.
support.
That's from the University of Arkansas at Fort Smith. They make the broadcast possible this year for football, volleyball, basketball, softball, and baseball. uafs.edu. So back to receive. Blaine Pruitt, who's handled every kickoff that's been handled yet this year. We're trying to see who's
Caitlin
back
Jones
with him.
is back there also with him.
Kickoff's going to go toward Pruitt, but it's going to go into the end zone, and the Pointers will start on their own 20.
Goes into the end zone.
Here's where the Pointers can come out, make an early statement themselves. Greenbrier's not the only one that can move the ball down the field and move quick. The Pointers have the ability, the quickness, the athletic ability to get the ball into open space. We can make our own statement early.
Right off the bat, we see a player coach told us we would see this. Kingsley Cook is out on the near boundary here. He wears number 88. He's a very tall and strong sophomore. The first handoff's going to go to Christenberry. He'll gain a yard or two. He pushes the pile and gets 2 or 3 more.
That was just a good power run, and he got some help from his lineman to give him a push forward. But good to see Christenberry out there from the first snap and gaining some tough yards right off the bat.
Could have been 2nd and 8 instead of 2nd and 5 because he wouldn't stop. Williford in the shotgun. He's going to look right. Throws. Nope, he pulls it. He's going to slide across the 30 for a Van Buren first down.
Good opening series. Give it to Christenberry. Hey, run it up the middle. Your quarterback goes back to pass. He sees an opening, doesn't have a whole lot, is able to get down and pick up the first down.
The split wide outs. Christenberry in the backfield. Hayden Williford getting the snaps at quarterback. Having a great year. Hand off to Christenberry, and this time he's taken down in the backfield by big number 77, Jonah Klosky. His name got called a whole lot last week against Russellville.
That's just a big body making penetration in the center of the line. If you were to watch in the pits between that offensive and defensive line, just look for the push. Who's getting the push?
So 2nd and 10. Williford looks left. It's not there. He's going to pull it, call his own number again, and slides ahead to the 35. I love 2 things, Tim. I love the run, and I love the slide. We don't want that young man taking hits.
No. It's smart, 2 plays in a row, getting down. And after you've got 5 yards on first down, 2nd down, solid move to get down and save your health. And I want to make a point. 77 was double teamed that time. They kept him neutralized for the most part.
5 wide on 3rd down. Williford looks right, throws right, gets it out to Kelly, and he's going to get to the 39-yard line, 1 yard short. So we have our first interesting decision of the game.
Well, that's less than a yard, Jay. Something Coach Mo Henry looks like he's going to stay with the offense.
I don't blame him. You know you're going to have score points tonight. So it's going to be 4th and 1.
And they put Tristan Ray in the backfield with Christenberry. They're looking for the power. Now we just need a good push from that front line.
Tristan hands it off to Christenberry, and he gets
First
a push
down.
across the 40. That's a first down out to the 42-yard line.
Good job by the offensive line getting the push that we were just talking about. And then Christenberry doing a great job following that push, getting behind his blocks, making that big first down.
Well, now Wilford's got trips to the left. Tailback in the backfield with him. Hand off again. And he's got a big hole. He's going to cross the 50 down to the 40-yard line. The Pointers are in business.
Now that's great blocking. The hole you could have driven a truck through. He cut to the right, made a straight-up move. Great blocking by that offensive line, sealing off the big men.
Trips left again, first down, 9th play of the drive. Guess who? Up to the 35-yard line, and the Pointers are moving the ball with ease so far.
You know, my point early on, you see the first set of downs by the Pointers, moving the ball and making an impact, churning yard after yard after yard. And the big play's coming if we want it.
Yep. Trips left, Williford with lots of time, rolls out, throws over the middle, a little bit short for Kelly. Be 2nd down and 5.
Coverage so far by Greenbrier has been pretty decent. Hayden's back there, he's scanning, and the one thing that I really like about Hayden Williford is he does not panic. He hangs in the pocket. He's checking first receiver, second receiver, and as you've seen twice on this drive, he's taken off on his own when he doesn't find an open receiver.
He's going to look left, quick screen out to Austin Riggs, who's going to get up to
Good
the
move.
30. Needs a couple more, gets to first down, drags 4 Greenbrier Panthers down to the 22-yard line.
You got to get the ball to Austin, and great use of getting the ball to him shallow and then let him do what he does best, which is yards after the catch.
He's special.
He really is, Jay.
2 in the backfield. Pull it. He's going to roll right, bootleg, and overthrows Riggs, and that's going to be intercepted. And Williford's the only one with a chance to make the play to keep this from being a touchdown. But cuts back, and that's going to be a pick 6. It's a pick 6. Tyree Kemp read that one, anticipated the throw, and had nothing but green grass in front of him. 13-0 Greenbrier.
You know, that's frustration right there. When you move the ball down, you're moving the ball down, and Riggs sat down in that pattern. Hayden Williford just overthrew him, and he was able to make a fairly easy interception, and then he had the sideline all to himself.
Yep. So it'll be extra point again for Ethan Rhodes. That's kind of been the bugaboo on offense so far this year. It's been turnovers. Not kind of. He had 6 the first week and a couple costly ones last week, and that one's certainly going to be in the costly turnover book. Extra point is up and good, and Greenbrier leads. No, I'm sorry, he missed that. Extra point's no good. Greenbrier leads 13-0.
You know, if you want to look at it from a good news, bad news standpoint, we saw what just happened. Talked about what just happened. But the good news is we're moving the ball against this defense. We're able to get the ball down. We're running the ball. We're able to throw the ball. But as kind of has been our MO on the offensive side of the ball the first 2 weeks, we shoot ourselves in the foot. The defenses aren't necessarily stopping the Pointers. The Pointers are stopping themselves. And so getting over that hump, getting past that, keeping your confidence and seeing what you did on that drive, mix of pass and run, you know what? Don't panic. Just hang in there. Keep playing football.
Yeah, and Coach Van Hook, the offensive coordinator, will look at that play. Obviously, he'd like to have it back, but that's easily corrected. And the offense, like you say, was moving the ball well. That was the 12th play of that drive. So it's going to be another kickoff. No Tyree Williford back to field these.
Yeah, if you missed our early comments before the game started, Tyree is in concussion protocol, so he won't be available this week.
Squib kick that Blaine Pruitt has to handle at the 14, has a little bit of trouble and gives Greenbrier time to get to him. He gets up to the 20. A little late pushing and shoving there. Unfortunately, I didn't see any laundry on the field, so it looks like it was borderline.
Yeah, that's one of the officials. They step in, just tell the players, we don't need that tonight. Let's just play football and get away from the pushing and shoving and chippy stuff.
So Williford again with trips to the left. Christenberry in the backfield with him. And they'll go right back to Hayden Christenberry, and he'll get maybe a yard on this one.
It was just tough going on that side.
Number 28 on the carry.
Not a lot of push by the offensive line. Defensive line was able to stymie him, keep him right there. He didn't have a lot of room to run.
Well, they're staying with this trips formation. He's going to look left, looks for the short pass.
Got
it's not
plenty of
there,
time.
rolls left. He's going to try to go to Riggs deep, underthrew him. What a catch. Austin Riggs was underthrown by 2 or 3 yards and went up and fought for that ball.
What do you say? We've said the superlatives about Austin Riggs. He's a playmaker, Jay. I mean, that's what he does. You put the ball up, he wants to go get it. You throw it to him short. He wants to take it 8, 9, 10 yards, sometimes breaks it all the way to the end zone. He is your playmaker.
Great play. 47-yard line. Christenberry's got a big seam. He's across the 50, down to the 20, all the way down to the 14-yard line, and the Pointers are right back in business.
I'm gonna ride or die with what I said earlier, is this offense can play with just about anybody and against just about anybody. It's explosive, and it's 2-3 dimensional.
Trips to the open side of the field again. Christenberry gets this one going left. He's going to get down to about the 10-yard line, 11-yard line.
Leading on the stop was number 46, Brady Wilbanks.
Coming in for the Pointers, number 87, Thomas Cole. Coach sees him in an increasing role in the tight end position. I mean, they call it H-back, but he looks like a tight end and he plays like a tight end, so I'm going to call him a tight end.
And you know what? They like to slip him the ball, fool him up a little bit. Good block.
Christenberry is met by a host of defenders on this second down play, and he'll be down at the 10-yard line. Showed good patience, hoping that something would open up. It just didn't.
Yeah, and if you look at the way the play kind of designed and opened up, he was able – he probably hit inside a little bit more, maybe if he broke it outside and off the hip of that guard.
So to the left of Williford, you've got a 6'4" wide receiver, but he's going to bootleg right. He's going to take this one on his own. He's going to be taken down at the 10-yard line. We're probably going to see a field goal attempt here on 4th down. Yep, here comes Manning Dotson.
And that was Ace Newland, their inside linebacker, that made that hit. He met him straight up. He didn't get much after Ace Newland met him right there in the hole.
So Manning Dotson will look to get the Pointers on the scoreboard. Be a 29-yard field goal attempt from the right hash. Good snap, good hold, and good kick. And the Pointers are on the board, trailing 13-3. Manning Dotson.
That's what we needed, Jay. Get down there. Positive drive, kick a field goal, get some points on the board. Now get the defense out on the field and make a stop. Stop right here would be huge.
Yeah. The defense has only had that one possession and then a pick six, so they'll be well rested and ready to take on the challenge.
You know, and it's again going to come down to linebacker play. I think Coach Mo Henry made that clear even before the season started, that he's got a really strong, probably the strongest linebacking crew he's had since he's been here. They're fast. Jackson Silvers, really good middle linebacker, what they call the Mike linebacker. And then you also have Jace Ponder and Mr. Mays on the other side.
Salter Mahan and Lucas Thompson back deep to field this kick. It's a good one. It's going to be into the end zone, and Greenbrier will start from their own 20. With 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, they've got a 13-3 lead.
Up to the 25, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers.
And honestly, Jay, we don't want to see this turn into a little bit like it did last week. We don't want to see it turn into a track meet. We want to be able to get them stopped, get our offensive back on the field, and then make our own statement with our own drive and putting the ball in that blue spot down at the end.
Good energy by the defense out there. They look like they're ready to fight. Greenbrier comes back with Hassan in the backfield. There's a penalty before the play, and that'll be a false start.
Prior to the snap. False start.
Be first and 15.
5-yard penalty remains first down.
That's a good way to start.
Yeah, we'll take that 5 yards. If they'll give us 5 yards going back the other way, take that all day long. First and 15 is an advantage for the defense.
So Greenbrier looks to the sideline, gets their play call. Enoch Hassan back in the pistol. Two wideouts or two kind of tight ends to the right of the quarterback. Sends a man in motion, fakes the handoff to Hassan. He's looking down the field and zips that one out to number 3, Trendon Mosley, who had a big week last week. And he gets up to about the 25.
Nothing wrong with that. You want to give him that out pattern. He's on the rollout under pressure. Give him 2 yards. Hey, on first down, you hold him to 2 yards. Good job on the defense.
Got it out to the 22, so it'll be 2nd and 8. He's got 2 out wide to his right, 2 tight to his left, and Hassan behind him. This time he'll hand to Hassan. He's going to bust that out left again. He breaks the first tackle, breaks the second tackle, cuts it back right, and he may score again unless he runs out of gas. He's all the way down to the 10, and that's a touchdown. Enoch Hassan goes 78 yards for a Greenbrier Panther touchdown.
He's just not a young man that you're going to get down with arm tackles. He's just got too much. Center of gravity is low. You're going to have a hard time getting him on the ground with just trying to wrap him up with your arms. You got to get your shoulder into him. You got to take his legs out from under him. He was given a crease there, and he took it.
So week 1, he had 331 yards rushing. Tonight he has 3 carries for 156 yards. Low snap, and it's blocked. So Greenbrier's 1 for 3 on extra points, and the Pointers trail this one 19-3 with 3 minutes and 2 seconds to go.
Good job by the special teams getting another PAT blocked or knocked off center.
What do you think the message is to the defensive unit right now? What do they have to do better to bring Hassan down on those?
Well, coaches are going to fight 2 things here. Number one, you've got to talk to him about, listen, we've got to get this kid on the ground because we've had him for a loss twice, and then he's broke it for a touchdown twice. So getting him on the ground, being able to wrap him up, and then gang tackle. You need to get as many guys there because, like I just said, you're not going to get him on the ground with just trying to swipe at his ankles. You're going to have to really take him out. And then the other side, too, Jay, is the coaches are going to have to say, look, don't sweat it. Let's go out there. Let's just do our job. And this is still a game we can win. Don't get frustrated. Don't lose hope. Don't say, here we go again. Get out there, do your job, fill your gaps, and make the tackles.
This kickoff is going out of bounds, so the Pointers will start with good field position at the 35 with 3 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the first quarter. They've been putting together good long drives. See if we can get this one down there and get it paid off with a touchdown.
The offense just needs to keep doing what the offense does, and that's moving the football, both run and pass. Good job getting the ball to Christenberry, getting him in some open space. He had some big gains on that last drive, and then also to Austin Riggs, getting him the ball, let him make the plays too.
Tristan Ray in at quarterback on this first down. Christenberry to his left and trips to the open side of the field. Tristan's going to hand that one off to Christenberry. He'll get 1 or 2, maybe 3. They'll mark him down at 38, so 2nd and 7.
Right now our offensive line is having a little bit of difficulty with the size of that defensive line. They're able to get in and we're not really getting a push upfield, and they're able to fill in and make those tackles.
Tristan Ray still pulling the quarterback duty. He throws right. Good pass out to number 13. That's Philip Steele's first catch of the night. He gets up to the 47-yard line, and that's a pointer first down.
Another good job by the Pointers, making good, quick passes, getting the ball in a short spot, getting the first down, then continuing to move the ball, chunk it away, chunk it away, chunk it away.
This time the trips will be to the short side of the field. They're in a tight group. May see a screen of some sort. No, a handoff to Christenberry, who pops out of the middle, and he's going to get close to the first down distance.
Several
down to
times,
the 42.
Several times, Jay, on that right side, found a good hole. They found a play that really opened something up over there, right outside the tackle, and he's able to find that. It's a quick hitter, and he's taking it for good yardage every time.
Same formation out to the right. Trips receivers on the near side in a bunch. Austin Riggs on an island over here on the far side. Ray looks right, looks left. He's going to give Austin a shot, and he underthrows him. That ball's intercepted at the 14 by number 6, Ethan Smith. Good tackle. Couldn't tell who that was, number 11. Good tackle by Abe Cohn.
It was just an underthrown ball. The question is, were they on the same page? Just a mistake by the quarterback? Was the receiver not where he was supposed to be? Something the coaches will take a look at. They'll get it fixed on the sidelines.
So a minute 21 to go in the first quarter, and the Van Buren defense is back on the field. Trailing 19-3, and Greenbrier has an opportunity to really do something here. But so does this defense. Good chance to step up and get a stop when the team really needs it. Greenbrier sends number 44 in motion. The quarterback's going to bootleg left and throws a beautiful ball down the field to number 3, Trendon Mosley, and he gets all the way down to the 12-yard line.
Jay, that's one of those things. You've seen them break 2 long runs. Those DBs are a little skittish, wanting to get up, watching the backfield. The receiver slips out behind them before they recognize it. He's got the ball for a big gain.
Jack Palmer, the quarterback, stands 6'4" and $190. He looks the part. And he's the last 2 weeks showed that he is. Enoch Hassan gets the handoff out to the right. There's some of that shiftiness we talked about. My goodness, what a run. He's going to take that in from the 12-yard line. That's a touchdown, his 3rd of the game.
That's just under one of those runs. Looks like you've got him. Feel like you've got him pinned in. You're about to bring him to the ground. He's able to spin out of there, and this time he gets it to the end zone.
So kind of a disastrous first quarter so far, but football's a long game. 25-3 is not insurmountable, especially with this offense.
No, especially not with this offense. We come back here, grab the football, take it right down the field, score a touchdown. It's not over.
Greenbrier's going to go for 2. They're in the pistol formation. Probably look for a handoff to Hassan here. Nope, they're going to fake it to him, roll out right, and throw that ball to number 10, Salter Mahan. And he's got the 2-point conversion, and the Panthers have the 27-3 lead.
Just a pitch and catch, roll out, the fake to Hassan, froze the linebackers. He's able to get to the outside. He's got a receiver run into the corner. Pretty easy pitch and catch.
So 27-3 here at Greenbrier. Greenbrier plays in the 5A. They did make the playoffs last year. They lost in the first round to Maumelle, who then lost to Little Rock Parkview like everyone else who played football last year. The Pointer offense will look to regroup and cut into this 24-point lead.
Talon Jones, Blaine Pruitt back deep for the Pointers.
Again, the Pointers have a bye next week and then start conference play against Russellville the following week at home. That's band court night in Van Buren, so it'll be a big crowd. Kickoff's going to be fielded by Pruitt back at the 2. He stays on the right side, looks for a hole, finds a little one, and got across the 25 up to the 29-yard line.
Good return by Pruitt.
That was number 4.
That's one of those plays on a kickoff return. If you're going to be a kickoff returner, you kind of have to have no fear. As he take off running, you've got a guy coming at you full speed. You're going full speed, no fear. Just run it up in there, see what happens.
Yeah, in high school, you know, they haven't made the move like the NFL to make this kickoff safer. So, and these guys get a long run and start. Tristan Ray hands the first one off to Christenberry, who gets up to the 38-yard line. Be 2nd and 2.
Good run. Good run right up the middle.
Leading on the stop is number 2, Ace Newland.
Keep doing it.
Yeah,
offense
keep
is working, moving the ball.
It is.
Got to hang on to it.
2nd down and 2.
And I'm waiting to watch Tristan Ray follow Christenberry right through the hole here in a play or two.
Yep. Hand off to Christenberry again. He's going to get 1 yard up to the 39. It'll be 3rd and 1. We'll see if Van Buren runs it before the quarter ends or waits to the start of the second quarter.
3rd down and 1.
Looks to me like they're going to hold. Give them some time to talk things over. It's a big 3rd down play.
Yep, they're gonna run it to start the second quarter. So we're through 1 quarter of action here in Greenbrier, and the first quarter was all Greenbrier, 27-3. Van Buren will flip into the field and pick up this 3rd down. When we come back, we're going to send you to this brief message from the University of Arkansas, Fort Smith. They're at 27-3 to start the second quarter. Van Buren's got 3rd and 1. Final non-conference matchup game of the year.
I think there's no doubt this is going to be 4-down territory, especially with less than a yard, unless there's some major development from a penalty or something like that. And getting this 1st down, it really shouldn't be an issue for the Pointers.
We've got an extended quarter break here. I don't know if this is on purpose or what's going on, but typically these are about 1 minute, and he's getting an extra minute here. So not sure what's happening, but we'll stay with it.
Not sure if it was a clock operator issue, or sometimes if the night's warm, the officials will give them a little bit extra time, a little bit more water, just to make sure everybody's hydrated and we don't run into issues with cramps and that kind of thing on a warm night.
Okay. I'll tell you, if you've never been to this stadium, the view from the visitor side at sunset is incredible.
It really is beautiful. You've got the hills across the way, sun's setting. It's a beautiful, beautiful night.
The head coach here has been here since 2009, has had some really good years and some tough years, like anybody who's been in coaching for a long time. 4 years ago, this Greenbrier team was 12-1. Last year, as I previously mentioned, they made the 5A playoffs. And looking like they're going to be a team to deal with in the 5A this year. Pointers are staying with Tristan Ray at quarterback. He'll have trips in a bunch formation out to his left, the open side of the field. And he's got Philip Steele all by himself on the near side. 3rd and 1. Oh, it's a drop snap, and they ate him up. The snap was not cleanly handled. It'll be 4th and 5. You may have to punt from here, Tim.
Yeah. It's that puts yourself in a very tough position. And, you know, if you look at the way things have gone this first quarter and now just into the second, Van Buren's been their own worst enemy.
4th and 5, down by 24. Why not? Go for it. So Ray drops, looks left, zings that one out, and just a little bit too far on the outside for Kingsley Cook, and that's a turnover on downs. And Greenbrier will take over at the 35-yard line.
That's just one of those plays. It looks like that the receiver and the quarterback just weren't on the same page. I don't know if Tristan Ray was expecting the receiver to be a little bit further out towards the boundary, but he flattened it out a little bit, and he really wasn't in a position to catch the football.
So defense has their hands full now. Greenbrier's got a short field. Can't get over how big that offensive line is.
And that's just what makes the job just that much tougher. But, you know, it's time as a football player to get it stopped.
Enoch Hassan behind the quarterback in the pistol formation. He's going to get the first draw. He gets up across the 30, and Van Buren gets him down at the 29. And they'll mark him down at the 31, excuse me.
That was Enoch Hassan on the carry.
Just a good tackle there, because that was a one-on-one tackle. And as we've seen so far, he's not an easy guy to bring down on a one-on-one tackle.
So 2nd and 6 from the 30, or excuse me, the 29. Hassan gets sent out in motion to the left. Quarterback looks. He's going to get it taken down in the backfield. Jace Ponder with a huge sack.
Great job on the blitz. That backfield went empty. They put Hassan in motion. Nobody in the backfield. Unless your quarterback's running in, you know it's going to be a pass. Your linemen are backing up. They sent Jace Ponder. Nobody touched him, and he was able to make a big, big defensive play for Van Buren.
So the Panthers now face 3rd and 14 from the Pointer 40. Trips wide to the open side of the field. Enoch Hassan in the backfield. Good snap. Quarterback looks left, had a little bit of pressure, had to roll out right. He's got more pressure from Mays. He just had to throw that away, incomplete. But it was brought down. That's a great catch.
Incomplete. He was out of bounds.
Out of bounds?
Yep, he was out of bounds.
Well, great effort to bring that ball in. 4th and 15 for the Panthers. This is one of those weird spots on the field to me where how much do you gain by punting? I know it's 4th and 15.
No, you're right, Jay. I mean, because if he does kick it into the end zone, I mean, you're gaining all of 20 yards. But it looks like that's what Greenbrier's coming out to do.
That's what they'll do. Ethan Rhodes will be the punter. Van Buren scrambles to get the right group in and does so. That punt soars out of bounds.
That was off the side of his foot, Jay. He just kicked it, came off the side of his foot.
See where they mark it. They mark it at the 23-yard line. So Van Buren's got 77 yards to go.
You know, let's give the defense credit there. They've had a rough first quarter. They came out. Ball turned over on downs. They were able to come out, make some big plays on defense. Jace Ponder went in, made a blitz, was able to sack the quarterback and had him behind the sticks and kept him behind the sticks that entire series.
Trying to see, I think Tristan Ray is still in at quarterback. Trips to the right. Christenberry to his left. He's going to hand that ball off. Hayden Christenberry pops it out of the huddle there and gets up to the 40-yard line. That'll be a first down.
Good job by Christenberry being patient. It's hard, and he's a young back. He's a sophomore. But for him to come up and show that kind of patience, he waited, the hole opened up, and then he shot through it. took it for a first down.
Same formation, 1st and 10. He's going to keep it this time. Tristan gets up to the 44-yard line.
That's the quarterback on the keeper, number 8.
First time we've seen him call his own number.
46, Grady Wilbanks.
We'll take four yards on first down. Makes the next two manageable.
9:09 to play in the first half. Pointers with a big deficit, moving the ball well so far tonight, just having trouble with turnovers. Tristan Ray hands that one off to Hayden Christenberry, who had a little bit of an awkward hold of the ball, but managed to hang on and gets up to the 49-yard line.
Good hold there. He was able to exploit it, move right through. Big third down now for the Pointers.
This offensive line, who we've bragged about all year long, continues to do a great job. This is a big D line they're playing against, and they are opening up holes for this tailback. 3rd and 1. Tristan Ray keeps it, gets across the 50, down to the 40, 35, and he's finally brought down at about the 30-yard line. Big gain for Tristan Ray, all the way down to the 29-yard line.
Talking about him calling his own number, coming up in there, faking that handoff, comes out, makes a great spin move to the outside, left the linebacker behind him, sprinted down that sideline, and we're in good position now.
Ray hands this one off to Christenberry again, who pushes down across the 25 and down to the 24-yard line. 2nd and 5.
Jay, if somebody's just tuning in and they look at this score, I'm telling you, this team is playing better, especially in the offensive side of the ball, than what that score looks like.
Absolutely.
Because we're moving the ball, have moved the ball. We've just shot ourselves in the foot a few times.
Yeah, so it's 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers in the first quarter and a half are tough. That's tough to overcome, but the Pointers keep moving the ball. They're going to have 3rd and about 5 from the 21-yard line, the 23-yard line.
Several other Panthers in on the stop with him.
7:30 to play in the first half. Almost got him to jump. Tristan Ray looks to the sideline to confirm the play call or to change it. He moves his tail back. High snap, handled by Tristan Ray, and Hayden Christenberry pushes down across the 20, and I believe he's got the first down. It'll depend on where they finally spot the ball. At the 20.
Well,
they're going to mark him a yard short.
Looks like it'll be a 4th and about 1.
So 4th and 1 upcoming for the Pointers. I have no doubt they'll go for this one. We've got an injured player on the field for Greenbrier.
Christenberry took the handoff. He followed number 60, Jensen Hill, right through that hole and was able to get himself down. Man, so close to that first down. And the push that we're getting right now, this 4th down, especially the way that the Pointers have been pushing the ball and moving the ball down, especially these last several drives, this isn't a lot.
No. Again, I feel a little bit like a broken record, Tim, but the story of the game is turnovers.
And you've got the turnovers, but then you also you have the dropped football and the snap on 3rd down, put you in a long 4th down spot. Then you can't get it on 4th down. But the good news is, on that particular instance, the defense stepped up strong.
Yeah.
So look at that as a positive, that the defense maybe found some things that they can work on and fix. They did that time. And now coming back, we get a score here. We get them stopped again. We can close the gap.
Yeah. We get the ball to start the second half. So if you're the coach, right now you're looking to get a touchdown here, get a stop, maybe get another score and cut this thing down to 10, 12 by the half, and then who knows?
Who knows what can happen.
We're going to have a timeout.
Timeout.
Yeah, Greenbrier is going to take a defensive timeout. 6:54 to play in the first half. Van Buren trails this one 27-3, but they're driving the ball. They started down on their own 38. They're all the way down to the 20 with a 4th and 1. This will be the 9th play of the drive.
The offensive line is going to need to get a good push here. Christenberry has been running the ball. They've been pushing the line well, but now Greenbrier knows that they're coming at them. And the question is, offense, what do you draw up here? You go with what works. What's been working is Christenberry running the ball up the middle, gaining the yardage that he needs to gain. And or do you fake it to Christenberry and see if you can fool him?
Absolutely. Where you are, everything in the playbook's on the table right now, because you could play action. If you turn it over at their 20, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
So we'll see what they do. Tristan Ray and Hayden Christenberry in the backfield. 4th and 1. Tristan Ray's going to keep it, and there's that run behind Christenberry that you've been calling for. That's all the way down to the 14-yard line, and a first down.
Faking it to Christenberry. That linebacker for Greenbrier cut over to knock Christenberry down, left the hole open. Tristan Ray just followed him through it, made a good gain. Huge first down.
So the Pointers pulling a little Springdale action here. They haven't passed the ball on this drive. This will be the 10th play, and they've moved it right down the field on the ground. Going to hand it off again to Christenberry, and why not? It keeps working, and he is pushing that pile all the way down inside the 10 to the 7-yard line.
Great power run. Great power run by Hayden Christenberry. Just moving the ball down the field and using his legs to just power through. He gets behind a couple of big offensive linemen, and they just push.
They actually marked him at the 8. 2nd down. Ray gets the snap. He's going to call his own number out to the right. He's got little room, and he made somebody pay right there. What a run by Tristan Ray. 1st and goal. And I wish we had replay, and we could show you what he just did to that defender.
Yeah. He just flat ran over that defender, picked up an extra 3 yards after putting him on his back. And impressive run by Tristan Ray.
Shotgun snap to Ray. He hands it off to Christenberry. He's in the pile, but they are going to stop him short for no gain. Be 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line.
Just another attempt at a power run up the middle by Christenberry. Oh, he's coming up a little gimpy.
Don't like to see that, but he's staying in. Tough kid, recovered from an ACL injury in last year's Farmington scrimmage. 2nd down and goal. 5:12 to go. Handed off to Christenberry, and that one looked easy. Christenberry across the line for a touchdown. 13th play of the drive.
Let's finish it like we started it. Let Christenberry running up the middle, run off tackle, making some big gains, showing the power of what this offensive line can do and what Hayden Christenberry can do. And I want to go back to the play that Tristan Ray made in that end around that he just flat ran over that defensive back, and that defensive back's thinking to himself, I might think twice now coming up on that quarterback.
Yeah, that was impressive. Clean snap, clean hold, good kick, and Van Buren's within 17, 27-10. That was a 13-play drive, which not one pass was attempted. Saw a lot of that at Springdale last week, but we were on the receiving end of it.
That's right. And you look at it from an offensive coach's standpoint, you boil it down and you say, we've gotten several drives down the field, and then we've stubbed our toe when we've tried to throw the ball. Now, don't get me wrong, this team can throw the ball, can get it to the receivers, and we do. And to win this football game, we're going to need to get it to the receivers at some point. Great drive. Give a ton of credit to the line, to Christenberry, to Tristan Ray, but at the end of the day, the receivers are going to have to get involved.
Yeah. Now, you can bet that Greenbrier's defensive staff and that unit takes pride. They're not going to allow that to keep happening. They're going to make you throw the ball at some point. So, Derek Kelly back to kick off for the Pointers. 5:04 in the first half. They trail 27-10. Low kick, and that's going to go into the end zone. And Greenbrier will start from their own 20. Defense needs another big stop. They stepped up to the challenge on the last possession, get another one there, and you've got a chance to do something here.
You know, let's take the positives from what just happened in that series, that defensive series before this. This team needs to go out there, the defensive side of the ball, with some confidence, saying, hey, we did it. We'll do it again.
That's right. Number 16 in the backfield for the first time tonight. He's a large fella, Lucas Thompson, 5'11", $180. He's opposite Enoch Hassan. Jack Palmer gets the call. Looks at the defense. Gets the snap, and he'll hand to Enoch Hassan, who breaks it out right. He'll turn that one into a pretty good gain. See where they mark him.
At about the 27.
You hold your breath every
line.
time. You hold your breath every time he gets the football, don't you?
Boy, that's
I mean,
true.
he gets to the outside, but the defense did a good job using the sideline as another defender. Just string him out, get him to the outside, get him out of bounds.
Yeah, he's explosive. He's, again, as we said in the pregame, he's really fun to watch unless you're playing against him. 2nd and 3. 2 tailbacks with the quarterback. He sends number 11 in motion. Hand up. Nope, fake handoff. Quarterback bootlegs left, and that was a really well-designed play that's going to score a touchdown. That's Trendon Mosley. He's going to be the recipient of a 73-yard touchdown pass on a well-designed and well-executed bootleg.
Yep. He rolled out. The flow went to the right. He came back to the left. That number 3, Trendon Mosley, just drug across the middle, followed his quarterback, basically mirrored him as they're coming across the football field. He got behind the defensive backs. And again, fairly easy throw and catch.
This Greenbrier offense, we said they're explosive. They put up 35 points in the first half against Russellville last week. With that extra point, they've put up 34 in the first half this week. And with 4:45 to play in the first half, it's Greenbrier 34, Van Buren 10. All you can do is keep moving the ball now, Tim.
Yeah, the offense just has to keep coming out, and they need to match them. They need to come out, make some of the big plays of their own. But we don't have to make the big plays. They're fun to watch. But a grind-out drive here is not necessarily a bad thing.
No, you'd like to score with no time left and go into the half trailing 34-17. We said at the start of the broadcast that big plays were the bugaboo. You got a 3-play drive for a touchdown, another 3-play drive for a touchdown, another 3-play drive for a touchdown. So, yeah, Greenbrier's striking.
And getting Hassan on the ground and out of bounds, we've been able to do that the last 2 offensive drives for Greenbrier. But then they hit the deep pass on us, and then that one twice now, Mosley has gotten behind our defensive backs and scored.
Kickoff's fielded down at the 1-yard line. That's Taylon Jones. He gets up across the 25 up to the 26-yard line. So good kick return for Taylon Jones. His first time to get to handle the ball on special teams.
On the stop, number 12, Ruth.
Mark him down at the 27.
Let's see what we've got as we come out here. I'm assuming Tristan Ray's coming back out as quarterback.
Yep. He does. No. Yeah, he
it's
does.
Ray coming back out as quarterback. Let's see what the offensive coaches draw up on this drive.
I wouldn't expect to see anything different until Greenbrier makes you do something different.
Yeah.
4.5 minutes is plenty of time to move the ball down the field on the ground. And Ray drops, he will pass. That's short on that screen. Austin Riggs was the intended target.
That just came off his hand wrong. That wasn't a pass that it was short. I mean, obviously it was short, but that just came off his hand wrong. He doesn't make a pass like that if he gets it out of his hand.
So 2nd and 10, 4:32 to play in the first half. Van Buren trailing 34-10. Ray's in the shotgun, and there's going to be a false start. A lot of confusion on the line.
Ray wanted
False start
a
on
motion
the offense.
from Carter
Final
Kelly
penalty remains second
from the
down.
left side, moving to the right side. He had to motion him twice, and then the timing of the play just got all off, and the right side of the offensive line, both the guard and the tackle, jumped.
So 2nd and 15 from the 22 now. Man in motion is Kelly. Ray's going to roll to his right. He throws that one out. Oh, my goodness. He threw that out to Philip Steele, and he just dropped it.
From number 13,
Yeah, that one's not on Ray. He got the ball, got it in his hands.
So now it'll be 3rd and 15 from the 22-yard line.
Again, talking about how are you going to come out in this next drive, we talked about earlier having to get the wide receivers and the slot backs involved in the offense to win the game. Trying to do that.
Yep. Tristan Ray drops, looks right, and underthrows that screen pass. And it'll be 4th and 15. So 3 pass attempts on that possession, unfortunately all incomplete.
The way this offense has looked, that drive is a little surprising, quite honestly. They haven't looked like that, especially 3 downs in a row, and just the confusion. Let's just chunk that and get ready for the next one.
Yep. Manning Dotson back to punt. He'll have his heels on the 7-yard line. They've been really good in this unit this year. Every time the special teams has been called on, they're done
coming.
well. Manning Dotson gets a good kickoff all the way down to the
Oh, we
41.
got a
He
chance.
fumbles it, but it's recovered by another Panther. Taray Kemp jumped on that. That's the guy who had a pick 6 earlier in the game. Now he's got a fumble recovery. He's filling up the stat sheet tonight.
Yeah, he was in the right place at the right time, because otherwise we've got a real shot at that. But
So
it just
Greenbrier
bounced up right into his arms.
The Panthers will start on their own 41 with 4:15 to operate. Pointers had a chance to get their first turnover of the game, and that ball just took an unlucky bounce right to another Greenbrier Panther.
Jay, defense has figured out some things with Hassan, trying to get him stopped. Now we just can't let the receivers get down and get back behind.
Quarterback sends number 3 in motion, hands off up the middle to Enoch Hassan. He rumbles forward for about 7 yards.
Handoff goes to number 8, Enoch Hassan.
They'll mark him down at the 46-yard line, so a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5.
Just runs it up the middle. But again, he's coming off the field. We'll take him off on the sidelines.
Yep. Brings in number 25, Ridge Crass. He's a 170-pound sophomore. And Greenbrier has some confusion. They're going to take a timeout.
Timeout.
3:43 to play in the first half. 2nd and 5 for Greenbrier. It's been a night of big plays and turnovers have been the story so far. Long sustained drives by the Pointers. With some turnovers, and one that was a turnover on downs. That one's understandable. I almost don't even – it was essentially a punt, but no worries on that one. But
Right.
got to protect the ball.
When you have 2 picks, one of them a pick 6 in the first quarter, you look at it from a coaching standpoint, and the coaches are like, okay, let's limit our damage. Let's figure out, because we've been running the ball well too, we can't keep turning the ball over. We're going to keep it on the ground. And then your quarterbacks, they get a little gun shy. And you see some short throws, you see some overthrows, and some of that stuff kind of starts a snowball effect.
All right, so on the short side, it'll be trips to the left of Jackson Palmer. Lucas Thompson in the backfield with him. Sends number 11 in motion again, hands that one off to Lucas Thompson, and he's bottled up on the outside and brought down at the 45-yard line.
Taking the handoff this time is number 16.
Just a
Jalen
good-
Brown in on that tackle.
Just a good job
Down
of
by number
pursuit.
17.
But then on the backside, when he cut it back, they stayed home. They set the edge, stayed home, and he had nowhere to go, even on the cutback.
See Enoch Hassan walking. I don't know if he's walking gingerly over there or if they're just letting him rest, but he stays out of the game. Third down for the Panthers. Pointers look like they might be bringing a little extra pressure, or at least they're pretending that they're going to.
No, they're bringing a couple.
No, they got, there's that hold. That's going to be coming back. It's completed, thank goodness, because it was completed all the way down the field to number 11, Christian Darasaw. That'll come back.
Yeah, when you see the jersey stretch, I mean, you would think 9 times out of 10 the referee's going to see it and throw his flag.
Well, and if Chase Ponder is running full speed at your quarterback, you better hold him. No reason for that guy to get a shot on your QB. I'd rather have a hold.
Yeah, and he's already got a big sack.
So it'll be third down. See where they end up marking the ball.
Last time the Pointers had Greenbrier behind the sticks, made a great play. They got back there because Ponder pressured the quarterback. Again, he gets held, he's pressuring the quarterback. So maybe found a prescription that works right there.
Enoch Hassan is back in that slot receiver spot with 5 wide. Palmer gets the shotgun snap, looks left to Enoch Hassan, and he's brought down immediately. Really good tackle by Jace Ponder in the open field, and that'll probably bring on the Greenbrier punt unit with just over 2 minutes to go in the first half and all 3 timeouts in your pocket.
Good job, Jace. That was a great job coming up on a back that can fool you in a hurry. And as soon as that ball's caught, Jace has got him on the ground. That's a big tackle, big play.
So Coach wants all the time. He calls timeout. So Van Buren will get a chance to drive this ball down the field, cut into this lead, going into the half. And as we said, they get the ball back to start the second half. So you could have a 14-point swing in this 24-point game, and 10 points looks a lot different than a 24-point deficit.
Yeah, I'd love to see him take this down, chew up most of this clock, keep the ball out of Greenbrier's hands. And what we have to look at is that last drive was the worst drive we've had all night. Throw that out, go out there, make the plays that you know you've been making, make the yardage up the middle that you've been making, running Kristen Berry in there, having Tristan Ray follow him up the middle. And again, they did on the last drive, they tried to get the ball to Austin Riggs, try to give him some space, just not a good pass, and had to wind up punting the ball. So we'll see that. I think we'll see that mix again, and I think they're going to be more successful.
Doesn't look like the Pointers are going to bring any extra pressure on this punt. They'll resolve themselves to field it and get good field position. It's a good punt that's spiraling down to Blaine Pruitt, who handles it cleanly at the 28-yard line, and that's where the Pointers will begin with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first half. And I think with 2 timeouts in your pocket, as long as you have urgency to get on the line, you don't have to abandon the run even with just 2 minutes to go, as well as they've been running.
No, not at all. Not at all. Get the ball up there. I'm sure the coaches talked to him, hey, let's be a little bit urgent. Let's get up and get on the ball and get ready to go as soon as the official spots it.
Looks like they are going to start with 5 wide. Greenbrier, 3-3-5 defense, just like Van Buren runs. Tristan Ray looks left, throws left. It's underthrown.
Pass is incomplete. It was intended
Carter Kelly was the intended target, but that ball was thrown about his feet.
For the Pointers.
I don't know if he's having an issue with his arm but he's short arming everything, Jay. And I mean that ball needs to get there, especially if you're gonna get to the on a wide quick hit. He needs to get the ball there to give him a chance to get some yardage.
4 wide, quick out.
There you go.
Steele, and he's going to get close to the marker. They're going to mark him a yard short of 37. It'll be 3rd and 1.
That's exactly the pass that Tristan Ray needs to throw. Threw a great pass right there. Hit him right in the numbers. Got it out of his hand quick, and it was on a line.
3rd down and 2.
And we do have to remember he hasn't thrown a lot of passes this year. He's been mostly called on in running situations, and he's going to call his own number here, and he's going to get the first down. Brings a man down, gets a couple extra yards up to the 41, 42-yard line.
That'll get the clock stopped. They'll set the chains. They'll have a chance to get set.
First down for the Pointers.
Now the referee rolls the clock.
The 42.
Good job getting aligned quickly. 1:25 to play in the half. Raising the shotgun, looks right, looks deep. It's not there. Calls his own number, gets up to the 44-yard line. 2nd and 8.
Drennan Brower is the one in the backfield right
8 on
now
the carry,
with Tristan Ray.
On the stop, 12, Ruth Adams, and 57, C.J.
Trips to the open side of the field.
2nd down and 8.
Austin Riggs is on an island on the near side. He runs across. Ray's got to out it. Is that going to be a...
Oh, is that inside?
Yeah, there it is. Abe Cone was coming across the
There we
middle.
go.
Oh, my goodness. There's going to be one on the sideline, too. So there's a pass interference way down the field. And a flag was also dropped right down here by Coach Henry.
Yeah, he was throwing. He's pointing. I think he was throwing the flag for the same thing.
Okay.
It looks like, at least that way. What was he pointing at?
My fear is that it was a sideline penalty of some sort, unsportsmanlike or something.
Oh, he.
Pass interference. Defense.
Okay.
It's a 15-yard penalty.
Pass interference defense. But this side.
Distance results.
Okay.
First down.
Okay, I think he was seeing. Not sure why he threw his flag, but I mean that's okay. We got 2 flags on something that they thought they saw, and he's crossing, and he's the outside receiver, and he's got him across the middle. So he's following his receiver, and we're talking about the official on our side of the football.
So the Pointers with 4 wide, split. Tristan Ray looks outside, gets it outside.
Pass is incomplete.
They call it incomplete, and honestly, Tim, that's probably a bit of a gift. That clock would have kept running right there for minimal gain. So 2nd and 10.
1 timeout left by the Pointers.
41-yard line, 45 seconds to play in the first half. Tristan Ray drops, he looks right, comes over the middle to Austin Riggs, who's going to get a big gain out of this one all the way down to the 24-yard line. Austin Riggs moves the chains.
He's brought down by number 7, Brandon
Now,
Jolly.
you want to clock it.
First down for
He
the
wants him to
Pointers.
clock it.
Everybody
Maybe
needs to
not.
get-
Maybe not. They're not going to clock it. Clock's running.
Tristan Ray spins, gets that ball out to Drennan Brower, who gets out of bounds after a short gain, 2 or 3 yards. 22 seconds left in the first half.
Ruth Adams, 2nd down.
Ball
and
spotted at
7.
the 21-yard line.
This drive's important just from a psyche standpoint. Just to get the ball down the field, make these kind of plays, put it in the end zone, and then we get the ball back to start the second half.
Yeah, and you're starting to see Tristan Ray getting a little bit of a rhythm throwing the ball. Bad snap, but he handles it. He's got lots of time. He throws that one over the middle
Now
to
you're gonna have
Carter
to use your
Kelly, and he
timeout.
gets down to 10-yard line. That'll be a first down, so the clock will stop for a moment.
They'll have to use it, though.
Coach Henry made sure the official saw him, ran out there, got the timeout, 14 seconds to go. Looks like they marked it just outside of the 10, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11.
That's the 2nd time out of the half.
Good drive here to end the first half by the Pointers. Hopefully they can pay it off.
Yeah. The difficult part here, we're out of timeouts. You get tackled inbounds.
Once again, Greenbrier Booster Club.
You're going to have to.
The
Coach
Operation
Henry's
Red,
upset about
White,
something
and Brave
over there on the
Foundation,
sidelines talking to the
First
white hat.
Service Bank
There's
will honor to
getting some
support today's
explanation on
special
something.
service.
But the key here is if you get tackled in bounds, you have no choice but to clock it. I think what you'll see, and you hope you'll see, especially from there, we'll have at least 2 plays to the end zone.
Yeah, can't have anything in bounds.
No. I mean, I think if you do have something in bounds, we have time, depending on how long the play takes, you got time to get up there, get the ball spiked to give yourself one more shot at the end zone.
Coming up at the half, we'll talk about some of the other events going on in Pointer Nation this week. For now, we've got football to talk about. 14 seconds left in the first half. Van Buren threatening to cut into this lead. Ball's at the 11. Fresh set of downs. 2 tailbacks to either side of Tristan Ray now. Sends Riggs out. Looks right. Oh, he's in trouble. Gets away from the trouble. Throws it in. Touchdown, Van Buren. Austin Riggs from Tristan Ray. And that is exactly what the Pointers needed.
100%. I tell you, Tristan Ray's comfortable going to his right. Before that play, getting that flow going to the right, him going to the right, being a right-handed quarterback, he's able to see the field better, see more. He's comfortable, and then he makes a great pass, touchdown Pointers.
Extra point is good, and it's 34-17. And again, I know we've said this, but the Pointers get the ball to start the second half.
It's a big deal. 34-17, 7 seconds. Exactly what we talked about. Starting this drive, wanting to grind out just over 2 minutes of time, not scoring, not giving Greenbrier any time to do anything with the football. Going in, and this is a momentum builder.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you come in, your defense goes, hey, we stopped them. We stopped them twice big, and we stopped them big right there. And then the offense comes in and says, you know what? And then we took it down and we scored. So now you've got something to build on.
Well, you think about, again, I know we keep talking about it, but the 2 interceptions, the turnovers, there's only been one time this offense has been stopped. So this could easily be a 34-31 game without those turnovers. So
you're absolutely right.
Keep fighting.
Because the turnovers, one was a pick 6, but if you look at the turnovers, they were all after long drives deep into Greenbrier territory. So it was a double whammy, if you will.
Yep. Derek Kelly will kick off, and the Pointers will hope this eats up the whole clock. Little squib kick to the 15. It's taken by number 7. He's got some room over the right side in the middle, and that will, unless
that
we
should
get
have ended the half. That
you got a little.
That's a little home cooking a little bit.
We'll
there
be
with the
nice,
clock.
but the clock operation on that play was.
Yeah.
1 second left. Greenbrier will take over with a chance to do something at the 38-yard line. We get to the half. We'll also try to tally up what stats we do have and give those to you. So Greenbrier is going to come out with 4 wideouts to the left, and Van Buren officially in the prevent defense. They're going to throw it out to Enoch Hassan, and he's going to get some extra yardage. Hopefully he's brought down. Got to get it. Oh, that's a good block. So they get it all the way down to the 23-yard line. They made it interesting, but the Pointers are able to bring him down, and that wraps up the first half here in Greenbrier. Van Buren trails this one 34-17. We're going to take a break. We're going to send you to this message from the University of Arkansas, Fort Smith, and we'll be back in a few minutes. right, this is Pointer Media. I'm Jay Baker with my broadcast partner Tim Malone. On behalf of Joshua Smith, Lindsey Cottrell, and Stephen Copeland, thanks for tuning in tonight. We're in Greenbrier for non-conference football. It was an up and down first half, Tim. Pointers trailed this one 34-17. You and I have talked a lot and looked over some of the things from the first half. Now that we've had a second to breathe, what do you think the message to the Pointers is in the locker room?
I think the message is you can do it. I mean, bottom line, you look as the first half, as a Pointer fan, you're frustrated because you look at what could have been. 2 drives that go deep into Greenbrier territory. You turn the ball over. One of them is an interception for a pick 6. And if you look at the scoreboard, you can do the math. It would be a whole different ball game. Now, you get 2 really good defensive stops, especially one with just over 2 minutes to go. You get a defensive stop. They kick the ball away. What our hope was when we got into it, when you and I started talking, let's just grind it out. And that's exactly what happened. The Pointers score with 7 seconds to go in the half to cut the lead after a good defensive stand and then a good offensive drive. And then we get the ball back to start the second half.
Yeah. The talent gap between these two teams is not such that if Greenbrier can have a 34-17 half, there's no reason Van Buren can't also. I mean, you look at the two teams, they're pretty evenly matched tonight. It's just been a story of big plays.
Yeah.
We'll run through that real quick. The scoring summary for the first half. Greenbrier came out and went 78 yards on 2 plays to take the early 7-0 lead. On the next Van Buren possession, they got a pick 6 by Tyree Kemp, and they jump up real quick, 13-0. Van Buren responded, drove down, and got a Dotson Manning field goal to make it 13-3. Greenbrier gets the ball back again. They go a 78-yard touchdown for Enoch Hassan, who's had a huge night. We'll get into that in a moment. That put them up 19-3 after the missed extra point. Van Buren throws a second interception. Greenbrier makes them pay for that. Hassan goes for 42 yards and a touchdown after 12 yards and a touchdown after a 48-yard completion to Trendon Mosley. They went for 2 at that point because they had missed 2 extra points, and they're up 27-3. Couple of empty possessions for both teams. Van Buren gets the ball back in the second quarter, and Hayden Christenberry caps off a 12-play, 62-yard drive to cut that lead down to 27-10. Greenbrier responds, and Mr. Mosley, who's had a huge first half, goes 73 yards to give the Greenbrier Panthers a 34-10 lead. The defense gets a stop next time Greenbrier has the ball, and that's what you just talked about. Van Buren got the ball back with 2:10 to go and 2 timeouts and scored a touchdown to cut it 34-17 with 9 seconds left in the first half. Now, second half, fresh start. And again, this is not insurmountable by any means.
Not at all. No. I mean, I will say, and I think what you saw in that last drive, moving the ball down with some runs, big runs by Tristan Ray. You've got some runs by Hayden Christenberry, and then the touchdown to Austin Riggs, and then mixing it up a little bit to those quick outs. Tristan Ray can't short arm anything in this half. He's really got to put that ball on a line, get it out to the receivers, and then let them work. Yeah. I think that's what you're going to have to see. You're going to see that mix coming in. But it's going to be down to the players, and honestly, it's going to be down to Tristan Ray. He's got to execute.
Yeah. Yeah, defensive coordinators everywhere are going to make a cacophonous noise when they see that the Mr. Everything for the Greenbrier football team, Enoch Hassan, had 183 rushing yards and 42 receiving yards in the first half. He's everything we thought he would be.
Yeah, he is. He's a good back. He's quick. He's shifty. He's not a back, and you look at his size, and you don't think power, but the thing is, you don't get a full shot on him. He's shifty and he's quick enough. He gives you a hip, and then he's gone. You saw especially in the first quarter, the linebackers that came up to make the hit, they look like they're about to take him down. He doesn't go down that easy.
Yeah, Jackson Silvers is one of our best tacklers, and he got his hands on him on that first touchdown run, had him in the backfield, and the dude was just too strong. Hayden Christenberry also crossed the century mark. He had about 115 yards rushing in the first half. So both offenses putting up some kind of eye-popping numbers.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to who can get a lucky break or two and maybe a turnover. And Pointers get a chance to cut this down to 10 or even 9 first possession of the second half.
You know, when we talked about the offense, what they're going to have to do, the defense is going to have to step up. If you look what we've seen so far this year against Alma and against Springdale, they've been high-scoring games. They've been big hits, big pops down the field. If the defense can come into this second half and limit it like they did in the last half of that second quarter, the Pointers can see a lot of success. But the defense is going to have to really put the squash on them. When Hassan gets the ball, they're going to have to do what they did in a couple of carries and a couple of series in the end of that second quarter and string it out. Use that sideline as a 12th defender so that he has nowhere to go.
Yeah. Good observation in the second quarter. They were much better on defense. Greenbrier, if you throw out that last play, I mean,
sure,
he got a lot of yards. But
yeah, stat pad. It
yeah,
was a stat pad.
Greenbrier had the ball 3 times aside from that in the second quarter, and they punted on 2 of those possessions. So the defense starting to figure something out, and they'll have to keep doing that.
And Jace Ponder was a big part of that. He got into the backfield. He got into the offensive backfield. One time he sacked the quarterback. The other time he pressured the quarterback enough, got a holding call, kept him again behind the sticks, stepped up, kept him from getting a first down. They wind up having to punt.
Please put 3 minutes.
Elsewhere in Pointer Nation this week, there was a couple volleyball matches. The people who scheduled the volleyball conference and non-conference this year didn't do new head coach Whitney Adams any favors. They gave her the 2 toughest teams in conference right off the bat, Shiloh Christian and Farmington. The Lady Pointers put up a heck of a battle against Farmington, forced a 5th set last night, but ended up coming up short. Got beaten 3 sets at Shiloh, but they were very competitive on all 3, so they'll be a fun team to watch grow over the year. They'll be back in action twice next week, but both of them are out of town, so you'll have to travel with the team to go watch. Northridge Middle School played football. Did you make the trip to watch your grandson this time?
I did.
How'd that go?
Went up to Prairie Grove. They had a good game. Honestly, they jumped on them early. Elijah Lar, my grandson, scored 2 touchdowns to kick it off, and then we wound up. Can't remember off the top of my head. I apologize. Who scored the 3rd touchdown? But anyway, we were up 20-0, and then kind of coasted it from there. Yep. But good win for the 8th graders.
Yeah, good win there. They're up to 2-0 or 3-0. I can't remember. Freshman Academy took it on the chin this week from Shiloh. Bounce back. They're off to a good start this year, and as we know, Shiloh's got a heck of a football program.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what's coming. Hey, we're going to take a break. There's about a minute and a half before the second half kicks off, and we'll be right back. We're going to send you with this message from the University of Arkansas, Fort Smith. The University of Arkansas Fort Smith is making all these broadcasts possible all year long, including football, volleyball, basketball, softball, and baseball. UAFS.edu for your continuing education needs. Go Lions. I don't know why we would look for anything different to start the second half. The offense is humming along.
I'll tell you what, and I've mentioned this before, I certainly think it's worth mentioning every week. I'm impressed with our coaches coming in, making the adjustments at halftime, because every time we've come out in the second half, we've made adjustments that have worked and made a difference. Put us back in the game against Springdale, won us the game against Alma. So you can look at the field, you can look at what happens, you can look at the performance, but you know what? The coaches have to put them in a position to win.
Yeah. You know, one of the things you and I like to do when we meet with coach is ask who can we brag on this week, whether it's a player or a coach. And one of the things he brought up is Coach Perez. He coaches the outside linebackers, and he makes the trek from Siloam Springs down to Van Buren every day. He said he never complains. He has a great attitude, pours into these kids, and clearly he's a good coach too, because one of the strongest groups on the defense is that linebacking core that him and Coach Lowry combined to coach. And the speed of the leader is the speed of the team. Coach Perez, great attitude, and that's what you see from his players.
And, you know, you can't ask of your players what you're not willing to do yourself. And Coach Perez comes in, makes the travels to Harrison with the JV team, doesn't say, can I leave early, can I get home because I've got a much longer drive than everybody else. He just comes in, does his job, pours into the kids. He's part of the equation, and that's what you need.
Yeah, and shout out to his family, because we know it's hard to be the coach's family too. So we're going to get action going in the second half. Blaine Pruitt takes it from the 4 across the 25 and up to the 28-yard line, and that's where the pointers will begin with 11:52 to play in the third quarter. Good return for Blaine Pruitt.
Yeah, I want to give kudos to the return team, kickoff return team. Pruitt spot the ball back several times, really just crashed into that line, and they've done a good job blocking.
So Hayden Williford's back in at quarterback. He's got trips to the open side of the field, and Hayden Christenberry to the right. Defense looked similar for Greenbrier as it did in the first half. Hayden's in trouble, and he just has to throw that one away.
He had Riggs on a crossing pattern. There were two receivers really pretty much in the same spot. I don't think that was a design. He was
looking to the sideline for some clarity. Looked like there was a little miscommunication on that one.
Yep.
2nd and 10.
And that's a tough throw. He's rolling to his left, trying to throw back to his right, and just didn't get the ball to Riggs.
Williford out of the shotgun. He's got some time, steps up in the pocket. He's going to call his own number up across the 35-yard line, just the other side of the 35.
Good run, puts us in a manageable third down.
Good to see him back in. I love the coaches and the way they keep the confidence in these quarterbacks. Takes the snap, hands that one off to Hayden Christenberry, and he's got a lot of room to move. He gets across the 50 and up to the 46-yard line.
Great run, big first down. Again, having the ball to start this second half, to be able to set the momentum after scoring at the end of the first half. I can't stress how big that is for this team and for the confidence, and to build on that. And a chance to win this football game.
That's right. 18-yard gain. Quick screen out to Austin Riggs. He's down across the 40. They'll mark him down at the 38. 8-yard gain on first down. We'll take that all day.
All day long. Get the ball out. Again, we talked about this early on. Get the ball to your playmakers. Hayden Christenberry, get the ball up the field. Big gain. Get your ball to Austin Riggs. Up the field. Short second down, manageable.
Hand off this time to Christenberry over the left side. He had a big hole to run through and then got another 5 to 10 yards after that.
Flag is down.
Him down at the 28.
I think we're going to have a hold. Coming from the umpire, he threw it towards the offensive line.
Could be why we had that big hole to run through.
Could be.
We'll get the call.
Holding.
Yep.
On the offense. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. Will replay second down.
Well, holding negates a big gain. It'll be 2nd and 10, 12 yards.
I'll tell you what. The thing is, you see Christenberry come into that line. When he's getting ready to get hit, he wrapped up, kept that ball safe. That's one thing to pay attention to. He's interested in thinking ball security.
That's right. He had that tough game in week 1. He hadn't had an issue with ball security since then.
No.
Williford drops. He's got some time. He rolls to his right. He doesn't have anybody open, so he just takes off.
Oh, that's a late hit out of bounds.
And he's going to get the first down by virtue of a late hit out of bounds. I think he had it anyways.
He's knocked out of bounds by number 2.
He was out on the white, took a hit. We saw a couple of flags come flying.
So they marked him out at 32. And then I guess they'll march 15 off in addition to that.
Yes, they will. So they'll move 15 because that's considered a dead ball foul. That's outside the 30, so you'll get the full 15 yards. If it had got inside the 30, it would have been half the distance to the goal.
So the Pointers have the ball on the 17-yard line, and they've got a chance to cut into this lead just like we called for.
Yep.
Looking good. Williford gets the snap, hands it off right to Christenberry, who pushes it inside the 10 and down to the 6-yard line. First down.
Jay, I'm going to tell you what, that run to the right, when he runs off tackle and then slants it out towards the sideline, that's been money. Really, it's been money all night long.
Pointers on the ball quick, looking to get this ball across the end zone. Hand it off to Christenberry over the middle, who gets up to the 3-yard line.
Good, powerful run. Got a good push. The offensive line got a good push right there.
In comes Tristan Ray. In comes Thomas Cole. Anticipates some power running here. Tristan Ray, Hayden Christenberry in the backfield. Thomas Cole on the right side is the tight end.
Watch the run to the
They're
right.
Follow
Tristan
that right
Ray,
side.
right
Tristan
there he is.
Ray's
Touchdown.
got a touchdown. Tristan Ray.
Talking about being money. Going to the right, that's where our money ball is tonight. Tristan Ray's gone right twice. He's scored. Christenberry's got a ton of yards towards the right.
I love the battle these Pointers have. 34-23. Saw a huge deficit in the first half, and they just keep playing. Manning Dotson gets to kick up. It's good. And just like that, the Pointers are right back in this one, 34-24. 9:06 to play in the third quarter. What an exciting game.
Never say die. And the Pointers have been down both against Alma and Springdale and come back. We won the game against Alma, came back really strong against Springdale. And then now coming back. And again, I want to go back to talking about the coaches and giving them a lot of credit for coming in and making some changes and making those adjustments. And I don't care what level of football. I don't care if you're playing college or pros. If you know the game of football, you know adjustments have to be made. You come in, you make those adjustments, you talk to the coaches up in the booth, and they talk to the coaches on the field, and it's like, hey, here's what we're seeing in the defensive backfield. Here's what we're seeing here. Here's what we're seeing there. Oh, let's make these changes.
Yeah, these coaches, that not only they know schematically, but they know who they've got and where they need to put them to pull off those schematic adjustments they want to make. So Kelly with a big kick to start the second half. That'll be a touch. That one went all the way back in the end zone.
Sure did.
So Greenbrier will start on their 20.
Defense needs to be pumped up here. Seeing what their offense did, knowing what their job is now, let's get pumped up, let's get excited, and let's make some plays.
And you can hear that. You can see the sideline. I don't know if you can see it on the broadcast, but the Pointer sideline's hyped up right now. Good to see that.
Brady Perkins got a little pep in his step, coming out there clapping, trying to get his guys pumped up.
Enoch Hassan's in the backfield with Jack Palmer. Man in motion. Hand off to Hassan, who cuts it out right. Good contain on that side. He cuts it back left and ends up getting a pretty good gain.
Number 8 on the carry, Enoch Hassan.
Let's see where they mark him down.
On the
28-yard
stop is
line.
number 19.
He had a big
Brayden
hole that opened up
Dawes.
to the right, just outside the tackle, and then the hole opened up. He was able to exploit it. But honestly, our guys closed down in a hurry to keep it from being a bigger run.
Yeah. Man in motion. Palmer hands it to Hassan again, who cuts it out to the left.
They
He
strung him out that
bottled
time.
up that time. The Pointer defense was ready, and they swallowed him up.
81 on the stop.
Another adjustment. The Pointers have come in, strung it out, and again, that comes back to defensive discipline, staying in your spot, setting the edge so that he has to cut back. When we talk about setting the edge, that means he has to cut inside that defender to the outside, and all that pursuit from the inside is coming out, and then you can make the play, and you can stack him up like that, and he loses a couple.
Pointer faithful being very loud. Palmer in the pistol. High snap. He fakes the handoff, kicks it out. It's going to be enough for a first down.
Pass is complete to number 10, Salter Mayhem.
Got that out to Salter
On the
Mayhem.
stop was number 3, Talon Jones.
The short pass
First down.
was just exactly what they needed.
They did a good job keeping the receivers in front of them. They're playing, if you notice, they're playing a single high safety up top. They want to stop the run, but they also don't want to let those receivers get deep again.
A little different formation for Greenbrier this time. A lot
Bringing
more players
pressure.
in
They're
tight.
coming. They're coming. Get
Good
to
blitz,
it.
Good blitz pickup by Greenbrier. What a pass to number 16. My goodness, Lucas Thompson. That ball was high pointed to him, and that's a first down.
Stop is number 3.
Give credit to Greenbrier, Jack Palmer, their quarterback. That was just a good throw. He put the ball where only his guy could get it.
Yeah, evaded the pressure, extended the play, and first down. 7:16 to play in the third quarter. Fake handoff to the left. He's got lots of room. Bootlegs out to the right. Gets that one out to number 10, who's all the way down to the 26-yard line. Salter Mahan is coming out in the second half with something to prove.
Salter Mahan.
We talked about this
On the stop was number 4,
in our
Blaine
pregame
Pruitt.
talking points, in the fact that Hassan is not their only weapon. And so far the Pointers have bottled him up in the second half, and then 2 of his 3 runs, they've shut him down pretty good. They've switched it over to the pass.
Yeah. And then we knew they could do that. We
Yeah.
knew they could attack you either way, just like the Pointer offense can. So Palmer's in the pistol. Sends number 11 in motion. Handoff left to Hassan, who cuts it inside the 20 and down to the 19, 18-yard line.
On the stop was number 81 for the Pointers, Charlie Vaughn.
Good job on shutting it
Second
down.
down,
Good job by Charlie Vaughn getting in there, making the tackle.
They'll mark him down at the 20, so second down and 3. Good snap. Hassan up the middle. He'll have the first down and then some. He rides. Oh, my goodness. Blaine Pruitt rode him for several yards. I think he got him down.
Enoch Hassan.
Yeah, he got him down at the 1.
Yeah,
Blaine
he's down at the
Pruitt
1.
put everything he had into that
Blaine
tackle.
Pruitt. First and goal for the Panthers.
Well, I was watching the end down here.
Enoch Hassan up the middle. Touchdown, Greenbrier.
Touchdown, Panthers. On the carry.
1 yard for Enoch Hassan, and he's got his 3rd touchdown of the night.
They got a good push there late. The offensive line got a good push, got Hassan into the end zone. But from a Greenbrier standpoint, they just had a good mix of run and pass, got the ball moved down the field inside the red zone with the pass for the most part, and then was able to push it in for the touchdown.
Extra point pending. Good snap, good hold, good kick. 41-24, Greenbrier. 5:55 to play in the third quarter. We've got a high-scoring affair here. We've also got a good fireworks show.
Got a good fireworks show. Yeah, that's right. You know, Van Buren, again, just come out, do what you do on offense, run the ball right back down there. Something's going to give on the defensive side of the ball. You know, just looking for a turnover, ripping at the ball, interception, something along those lines. Ball.
Yep. The Pointers won't be the last team to have trouble with Enoch Hassan, who I shortchanged by one. He has 4 touchdowns tonight. I forgot about the receiving touchdown he had.
Yeah.
41-24. Blaine Pruitt. Taylon Jones back to receive this kick, hoping for something special.
The receiving kickoff return team has done a good job tonight. And they've got the ball in positive shape outside the 20. I think almost every time.
Yeah, and I think we got to give credit. Coach Elliott has put together a great special teams group this year. They've been really good, steady. And Pruitt takes this one at the 7, out across the 20, cuts it back.
He's got an opening.
Pruitt's got one man to beat, two men
kicker.
to beat. Gets it down to the 43-yard line, and the Pointers are in business. Blaine Pruitt with a 50-yard return to set the Pointers up well.
You know, we almost look like geniuses talking about Coach Elliott and talking about the return team, and then they come out and make us look like we're right most of the time.
That's not easy to do.
No, we got a little lucky there.
So the Pointers will take over on the Panther 43. Is that Williford still in at quarterback? I believe it is.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
Trips to the open side. He's going to look that way and hit the screen out to Austin Riggs. And Greenbrier was ready for it, but Austin stretched that for 3 yards up to the 40.
Good first down call. Fake the ball to Christenberry off to the right. We've done a lot of damage to them on the right side. Get it out to Riggs, and then Riggs making something happen. That was a solid 3.5, almost 4-yard gain.
Second down, 7 to go. Riggs will hand this. Williford will hand this one off to Christenberry up across the 42 to the 41-yard line.
Number 28 on the carry, Hayden Christenberry. A host of
Okay, that time no fake. Hand it right off. Go right up the gut.
I'm going the wrong way. That was the 37-yard line. Third down, big third down. Trips to the right. Williford looks to the right. Steps up into the pocket, continues to look down the field, tries to deliver that one, and does so beautifully. That's down to Hayden Christenberry all the way down to the 15-yard line. Great job by Hayden Williford to buy time and then drop that ball in over a defender and short of the safety.
You know, he could have pulled it down. He could have run it, gotten close to the first down. I don't know if he'd have gotten the first down, but then he became a traffic cop, started moving his receivers around, and then made a really nice dump pass and got the ball down the field, and we're in first down position.
Yep. Christenberry has his first catch of the night. He'll get it right back. Handoff up the middle. Greenbrier was ready for that one. A gain of 1 at the most.
A host of Panthers in on the stop.
Taking it straight up the middle.
Draynon Brower's going to check in. He'll give Hayden Christenberry a breather.
Christenberry has been a workhorse tonight. He's getting the workload like he had the first week against Alma.
Van Buren will go 5 wide now with him out. Second down.
He's
He
looking
looks
for the
right.
quick out.
Oh, it was underthrown, but fortunately came in.
Pass is complete.
Was caught by a Van Buren player, Carter Kelly. That one could have been trouble.
He's hit hard by number 1.
Yeah, he got it out. He got it outside far enough.
A third down
Kelly
in about 6.
cut to the edge. Our other wideout took off up the field to take that defender with him.
We got a third down at the 12-yard line. Line to go, I believe, is the 10. Williford still has 5 wide. Gets the play call. Looks over the defense. Good snap. They're sending pressure. He gets it out quick to Riggs inside the 10 and down to the 5-yard line. Greenbrier thought they came up with a loose ball. We'll see if the officials agree.
Riggs took a pretty big hit. He took a pretty big hit, and he's feeling it right now.
Fumble at the end of the play.
Officials getting together to decide what they think happened.
Trying to determine if he was down or not.
Meanwhile, Riggs is injured.
He took a big hit, took a big shoulder right into the ribs.
An official's timeout for the injury. Jordan and Herb Crew were out there to tend to.
I think they're saying he was down. I think they're saying he was down. Ball didn't come out until he was on the ground.
For an injury timeout on the defense.
Well, I don't know, Jay.
Excuse me, the offense.
Okay,
The offense is staying on the field.
Yeah, doesn't look like they're going to call that a turnover.
Well, the offense is staying on the field at the numbers. The way the rule reads, if a player is down, the coaches can come to the numbers. The players can only come to the numbers. They can get water. The coaches can talk to them. The coaches can obviously go out and take care of their player that's injured. But the players cannot come on the field or come off the field, and the coaches can't go all the way onto the field. So that's kind of how that rule is set up.
Riggs is walking off under his own power, and it looks like the Pointers will have first and goal at the 6-yard line. We'll try to update you on Austin Riggs if we see an update.
He's walking off on his own. He looks a little wobbly, but
Tristan Ray's in at quarterback now. Strong side over to the right.
oh,
Bad snap.
bad snap.
That's a big loss. Going to put them back to the 13.
Makes the stop for the Panthers. C.J. Ushery.
Well, that's the frustrating thing, Jay. A couple times we got inside the red zone,
Number 8,
make
Tristan Ray was on
a
the
couple of
carry.
unforced errors, and just set us back and made our job that much harder.
Yep. Second down, goal to go from the 13. Hayden Williford comes back in. He's got 5 wide. Kingsley Cook on this far side. He's got a big height advantage over his cornerback. Instead, they'll throw it to Hayden Christenberry,
That's
who gets
incomplete.
eaten up by Ethan Smith.
That's an incomplete pass.
Pass is incomplete.
Ethan Smith separated the ball from Hayden on that one. Good defense.
Third down and goal.
That was one of those plays trying to give Christenberry a spot to do some work. The defender just made a good play. He was on Christenberry as soon as the ball got there.
One of those, if you're at a higher level, you sure would like to give Kingsley Cook a shot. He's got about a 6-inch height advantage, but I know that's a tough throw. Williford throws out right on the wheel route, and Hayden Christenberry's in for a Pointer touchdown.
Just fooled the defense right there. Faked it to Christenberry. They were all looking. All the receivers were going towards the end zone to the left side. He throws it out on a wheel route to Christenberry. Not a lot between him and the end zone. I don't want to say he walked in, but it was pretty smooth.
That was very well executed. Bobby Petrino here in Arkansas made those wheel routes famous. We got a lot of highlight plays from the Razorbacks with that type of play.
Good kick.
Extra points up and good. The Pointers are back within 10. A minute 51 to play in the third quarter. Defense is going to have an opportunity to step up again.
Yeah, they are. Being down only 10. Talking about making something good happen. Seeing if we can get a strip. Seeing if we can get a pick. Something that can kind of fall our way.
High-scoring affair. We're going to be in Greenbrier till late tonight. There are worse things though than being out late on a Friday night
at a football
high school
game.
football game.
Well, you can say whatever you want about the Pointers, how they've played. Exciting is one of the words I'd use. They definitely are exciting and been in every game and scoring. If you like scoring offense, you got to like the Pointers.
Yep. Salter Mahan, Lucas Thompson back to field this kickoff. Kelly hasn't given them much to work with tonight, and I don't think they're going to be able to do anything with this one either. Another good kickoff. Panthers are going to start on their own 20 with 1:51 to play in the third quarter.
Well, we've talked about the kickoff return. How about we talk about the kickoff team?
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had to deal with much on that. I mean, to be able to put the ball deep, one time out of the end zone completely, that one into the end zone. So far, so good, special
Punts-
teams-wise.
The punts have been clean.
Yeah.
Coach Elliott, and they took some heat last year at times. Special teams was a little bit of an adventure, and they've got it together. So Enoch Hassan's back in the backfield behind Jack Palmer. He's going to motion Hassan out to the right, fakes the screen to him, and screens to the opposite side. And this will be a good gain for Greenbrier. Number 10.
Pass was complete to 10.
Salter Mahan's having a heck of a third quarter.
Jackson Silvers. First
Got
and
that one
10
up
for
to the
Panthers.
36-yard line.
Tough play to defend. You put your top back running out to the right, get a little bit of the flow. You get everybody stacked to the left side, throw the screen out there. Tough play to defend.
Yep. Salter Mahan's no joke. He had a huge game last week, too. Two tailbacks to either side of Palmer. Shotgun snap's going to go to Enoch Hassan, who makes the first man miss, makes the second man miss, and gets up past the first down marker up to the 47-yard line.
Coach Henry was jumping up and down on the sidelines. I don't think it was anything as far as the officials. I think he was a little excited about letting his defenders know, feeling like maybe they should have had Hassan back a few yards and not allowed him to have the first down.
So 3 wides and 2 tailbacks once again for Palmer. First down at their own 47. 1:08 to play. Hands off to number 16.
Good
Jackson
play.
Silvers hanging on to him for dear life and gets the tackle for no gain. He got a hold of Lucas Thompson, Tim, and he wouldn't let go of him.
He's going to need another shirt after that one.
Yeah.
But he was not letting go.
Good pursuit. Good refusal to
We
give
got a
up by
pointer down.
Jackson.
Is that Silvers down?
Yeah, he was slow to get up after that tackle.
Okay, well, they stopped the clock for him, so he's going to have to come off.
He seems to be walking off with a purpose. So that's good. So he did get 1 yard on that up to the 48. I tell you this, he earned every inch of that yard.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Now Jackson Silvers is going to have to come off the field for one play because the officials stopped the clock for him.
Special award to give out.
And the officials are going to err on the side of the safety for the player. They want to make sure he's okay. If he's going to stay down, they want to make sure they get the trainers out there to take care of him. Once they stop the clock, the officials time out for an injury, that player has to come off for one play.
TJ Woodruff is who's behind him on the depth chart, and that is who comes in. So number 31 takes over for Jackson Silvers. Shotgun snap for Palmer. Hassan to his left. He'll hand to Hassan. Reverse all the way back. This may be trouble. He gets pushed out of bounds before he gets to the 40 at the 41-yard line.
Goes to number 3, Trendon Mosley.
The change that they made on the defensive side of the ball is in the first half, when they got to the edge, they were up the field, and it was a huge gain. Now, granted, I know he got a first down here, but the defense is doing a better job of getting him out to the edge and just stringing him out and getting him out of bounds.
Yeah, it was that reverse. They stayed home. It can be trouble sometimes. First down, 35 seconds to play in the third quarter. Number 3's in motion. Handoff to Hassan. Nope, he pulls it back, throws it down the middle, down the seams. The number 11, who gets all the way down to the 10 before Taylon Jones brings him down. That's Christian Dursaw, and that's his second catch tonight.
He connects with number 11, Christian Dursaw.
Jack Palmer put the ball right where he had to be for Greenbrier, for his receiver, to catch the ball. There was really nobody around him. He led him, and that was just enabled him to catch the ball in stride and pick up a lot of extra yards after the catch.
Oh, Greenbrier may be content to let this clock wind it. No, they're going to at least act like they're going to snap it. We'll see. They do. They hand it off to Enoch Hassan, who's met in the backfield.
Oh,
he fumbles the ball. He fumbles the ball. We'll see who they give it to. They give it to the Pointers. Tim, we get the turnover we needed to end the third quarter. Boy, you couldn't have drawn it up any better.
No. We talked about it, Jay. Waiting for the pop, waiting for the good thing to happen. And you know what? It's like with any football game. You keep your nose in there. You just work. You work, and then you wait for good things to happen. And boom.
Yeah. So they'll take over to start the fourth quarter with a chance to cut this 10-point lead down to 7 or 3 or even 2.
Tell you what, there's got to be some excitement on that sideline
Look at the
right now.
energy
Look at
right
them.
there.
Look at them. I'm excited for them.
Yeah. Boy, they don't give up.
No. And so let's go back before the fumble. What caused the fumble? You get a back like Hassan. You get him bottled up. He's popped out there. And then you have a player reach out and strip the ball, pops out, and a good thing happens.
Yep. Good team pursuit. Get enough players back there to pin him in. Somebody can start assaulting the ball, and that's what they did.
Absolutely.
So 85 yards from pay dirt. Hayden Williford in at quarterback.
Now let's have some fun and watch this offense work.
Hayden Christenberry to his left, Trips to his left. Austin Riggs is in motion. Quick little hitter to Austin. He makes the first 2 players miss, but then a whole host of Greenbrier Panthers show up. So Austin's okay.
Yeah. That's great news. Great news coming out. He looks good.
I like that play call. You think if Austin's got any questions about his whatever that injury was, let's just put the ball in his hands and test it out, and clearly it's okay. That's up to the 18-yard line, 3-yard gain.
And that was a swarming tackle. They came over and swarmed him. But I'm telling you, we knew about Hassan before we got here. That side knew about Austin Riggs before we got here.
Yeah, if we have a chance, we'll talk about former Razorback DJ Williams talking about that. For now, we'll keep it dialed into what's happening on the field. Hayden Williford throws a beautiful pass over the middle to Riggs. No, excuse me, that's to Kelly, who gets up to the 31-yard line.
Carter Kelly, just a drag across the middle, opened it up, beat the linebacker that was on him, and then Williford just put the ball where it had to be, caught it in stride. First down, Pointers.
The line of scrimmage is 32, and we've got a stop in the action for an injured Greenbrier player.
Defensive injury.
Looks like a shoulder. It looks like they're trying to work on his shoulder.
So we'll hope he's okay. As it stands, everybody's going to get a little water. 11:09 to play in this one. Pointers trail it by 10. Moving the ball yet again. They just haven't had any trouble moving the ball tonight.
No, the Pointers offense, like we talked about, sound like a broken record, but honestly, this offense can play with anybody, move the ball up and down the field. They can run it. They can throw it. Good athletes.
And we said you'd need a break in the second half. At some point, you need to get a stop. You need a turnover. You've got the turnover.
Yeah.
Move this ball down the field. And this is going to be an exciting finish.
Looked like Ethan Rhodes, their safety, walked off under his own power.
Good to see that. Williford gets the shotgun snap, quick out to Riggs again. Boy, they're going to run out whatever injury he had out of him. And he drags some players all the way across the 40. He'll be marked down at the 44, and that's a first down. And Austin got about 8 of that, carrying some players with him.
Yeah, getting down the sideline. Again, getting the ball to your playmakers and watching them work. And if you're sitting in the stands over here below us, you got to love that.
44-yard line, first down. Hand off to Christenberry over the right side. He's got some room on the edge. He makes a man pay for trying to tackle him, gets it up to the 42-yard line. First down, Pointers.
Let's turn a first down into another first down into another first down.
So 4 plays on this possession, and three of them went for first downs. Hayden Williford looks right, goes back left, Goes
He's
out
got
to
room
his
to
left.
run.
He's just going to have to. No, he drops it off. Good decision.
That's one I wish he would have run, because he had a lot of room. He had a lot of room over there to run. Probably would have picked up a good 6-8 yards.
Yep. Can't blame him for trying to get the ball to Austin Riggs.
No.
It works
No,
out
of
pretty
course
well
not.
usually, but that one's just out of bounds. So 2nd and 10. Hand off to Christenberry over the right side. He's going to get 4 or 5 down to the 37-yard line.
Tell you what, Christenberry can find a slot. That hole wasn't very big, but if you give him a little bit of spot, he's going to make some power moves and get you some good yardage.
Okay, you get a chance to brag on officials right now. We've got 2 players who have been probably jawing a little bit.
Yep.
Instead of a penalty.
Yes.
That official brought them together. What'd he tell them right there?
Okay, what he said is, guys, we're not going to put up with this. I'm going to warn you this time, and we're not going to play this anymore. There's going to be a flag next time.
Made them shake hands.
Yeah.
3rd down, big play. Almost got Greenbrier to jump.
Boy, that looked really close.
Williford gets the protection to the offensive line. Shotgun snap, hands it off to Christenberry, who tiptoes for a little bit and then drives the pack up to the 31 or 32-yard line. And that's a Van Buren point or 1st down.
Great job, Christenberry. Coming up there, the linebacker met him almost in the hole, maybe 2 yards. Didn't look like he was going to get the 1st down. And Christenberry blew that linebacker backwards, took him straight down the field, and turned out to be a 1st down.
Hayden Christenberry is so patient running from that pocket. Hayden Williford gets that one out quick to Riggs, who bobbled it a little bit, and that's going to cut. No, it's not going to cost him a gain. He busted it out to the right, and he gets all the way inside the 20 to the 16-yard line. Austin Riggs is flexing.
Brother, that was a wonderful effort by a young man. Getting out there. It looked like the ball almost hit the ground. And then he was able to recover, and man, did he make some moves and some plays.
Hand off to Christenberry over to the right. He'll get 1 or 2 maybe up to the 11.
28 on the carry. Hayden Christenberry.
Boy, that shortchanged him. If he got to the 11, that's a 12-yard, that's a 4-yard gain.
Yeah.
He just makes plays that look like they shouldn't be gains, 3 or 4-yard gains, and then he makes those that look like they should be 3 or 4, 7 or 8-yard gains.
Does he look like a sophomore to you?
He does.
The way he runs?
How exciting to 2 more years of this young man. He's going to get it again. He pops it out to the left, and this time, oh my goodness, he threw that guy down, but they whistled him stopped at the 15.
Hayden Christenberry. 27 on the
He did shiver that young man off of him.
Yep, he did.
So 3rd down for the Pointers from the 15.
All right, we're going to go empty set. There's going to be nobody in the backfield with Williford.
Got to get the ball to the 6 for the 1st down. 7:40 to play. Williford's got lots of time. He's going to roll to the right. Roll. He throws it to the back of the end zone. And Van Buren will have a chance to kick a field goal to bring this within 7. I like the decision. He didn't have an open receiver. He didn't take a chance. He knows he's got a good chance to get points here.
And let's get point off the turnovers. And the turnover was deep in Van Buren territory. And then so driving it back down the field, let's just keep the positives going.
Yeah.
You get the turnover, you get the field goal, you close it within inside 10 points. You're now 7. And I guarantee you there was a lot of people calling Van Buren dead in the first half.
The hold is good. Manning Dotson gets
Great
that
kick.
one up good from 31 yards, and it's 41-34. Van Buren is a touchdown away in a game that looked like it could have gotten away from them.
I promise you, there were a lot of people on the other side. There might have been some people on this side of the field we're sitting that said, oh, man. But again, you got players and coaches down there that say never say die. Just keep playing, keep working.
Yeah, if you've ever been around Coach Henry, there's not a lot of quit there.
No.
What a
You know,
game.
it's a big tree, but you got to keep chopping wood.
That's right. So 7:25 to play. Manning Dotson nails his second field goal of the night to bring the Pointers within 7. Derek Kelly will kick off. He has sent several out the back of the end zone tonight.
Jay, I want to go back to, I know the referees don't get a line. I know I'm an ex-official, but I want to say something nice about these officials for sure. The way that White Hat brought those two players together when they could have thrown a flag and done offsetting, unsportsmanlike or personal fouls, how they could have done, and instead they preventative officiating is what we always called it. Preventative officiating, keeping it from escalating and getting out of hand. And so kudos to this crew and to the White Hat for sure.
Yep. Here comes the kick from the 40. It may be a little short. Nope, that's into the end zone. And Greenbrier's from the 20 again.
It goes into the end zone.
They'll take over with 7:25 to play. And
Great job by the special teams. And now the defense comes out. They should be inspired. I mean, we've got 7:25 to go. And this defense, they know what their job is. I mean, I don't think there's any question.
yep. Palmer's going to have Hassan. He's in the pistol. He'll have a tight end to the right and 3 wide. Good snap, handoff to Hassan to the right. He exploded through a little hole in the offensive line there. Gets that one up to the 31-yard line.
He is so fast into that hole. He is so fast there. His 0 to 60 is quick.
Yeah, and
really
I think
quick.
we've seen top end from him tonight, but that looked like the first run where he put a foot in the ground and just went north.
Yep.
5 wide. Hassan's in the slot. He's moving somebody, so they're going to go to a bunch formation. Quarterback's going to keep this one. He's got some room to the right, and he slides down at the 34-yard line.
He slides at the 35. That's Jake Palmer.
Jake Palmer called zone number on that one. By design, it looked. That doesn't even look like it.
Because I watched Hassan on that play, and he just took off straight up the field and never looked back. So that you're absolutely right. That was a design quarterback run from the get-go.
Big jumbo formation this time. Quarterback's going to hand it off to Hassan again with that explosive first step. But this time the Pointers are ready. Jackson Silvers and Charlie Vaughn. And let's see who gets up off the bottom of that pile. That's Chase Ponder.
Hey, let's put them in third down. Let's keep them in third down, and then let the defense work.
Well, the ball's at the 38. First down markers at the 41. Big opportunity for the defense. Palmer gets the snap, hands it off to Hassan, and I feel like he covered those 3 yards before his first try.
Yeah, his first 2 steps, I think, were past the first down marker.
They put it at the 43, but called a first down. Defense doing a good job of keeping these short. 5:35 to play, plenty of time. Both teams, I believe, with all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, you're right. They do.
Hassan gets that one, cuts it up the middle. This time he's met by a host of pointers, and he may have gotten 1 or 2, but he didn't get much.
Now you got to start watching the clock. You're going to get a big dose of Hassan right here. Keeping the ball. They want to keep it. They want to grind it out. They want to do what the Pointers did at the end of the first half. So got to watch the clock. Try to keep them tightened up, buttoned up, see if we can get the ball back after a 4th down punt.
And they still have to be careful. You can't be lulled to sleep. They can run a play action just like that at any time. Big hit on number 11, incomplete pass. Who is that, 38? believe so. Yeah, that was Donovan Akins making the big hit, separating the ball from the wide receiver. Guess what? 3rd down and 7. Huge play in this game right here. Mark this one down.
Probably the biggest play for the defense right now.
Greenbrier at their own 46, 3rd and 7. They have to get to the opposite 47-yard line.
Hassan seems confused. He doesn't seem on the same page here. I think they wanted a timeout, but they didn't
left.
get it.
He throws that one over the middle. Number 11's got another big catch. He doesn't have a ton of yards tonight, but I'll tell you, Daraso has really important catches for these Panthers.
I'm a little surprised that play worked as well as it did. Trimble was running down towards the official. He wanted a timeout, didn't get there, didn't get the timeout. Hassan looked confused, but obviously the quarterback and the receiver were on the same page.
It's a fresh set of downs for the Panthers at the 35. Here comes Hassan over to the left side, cuts it back into the middle and gets down to the 36-yard, 26-yard line. He's 2nd and short. 4 minutes to play. Good ball game. The defense has played so much better. After a really troublesome first quarter, they've really played really well since.
Again, came out in the second half and played a ton better. Was able to really shut them down much more than they were able to in the first quarter.
5 seconds on the play clock. Sends a man in motion. He'll snap it with 1 second to play. Hassan's over the left, and he's got a lot of room to work. He gets inside the 20, is finally brought down at the 4 by Blaine Pruitt, who makes a touchdown saving tackle. 1st and goal with 3:18 to go.
As soon as they got the sticks set, they'll start that clock. It'll be under 3 minutes by the time they snap this. They won't be in a hurry at all.
No. 3-minute mark. Greenbrier leads by 7, threatening to extend that lead. Hand off to Hassan, and he's going to do that. Touchdown, Panthers. Enoch Hassan with his 5th touchdown of the night.
Oh, they ran 2 seconds off the clock way after he was in the end zone.
So 47-34 with 2:48 to play. As much offense as we've seen tonight, it's absolutely not outside the realm of possibilities that the Pointers come up with 2 touchdowns in 3 minutes. We're just going to have to figure out how to get the ball twice. Ethan Rhodes will kick the extra point. Another low snap, but the holder gets it. Extra point's good. 48-34 Greenbrier. 2:48 to play in this exciting non-conference matchup.
If you look, they got the ball with about 5:25. About
7:25.
7:25. Okay, 7:25 to start that drive. They ran a good solid.
Took
not
5
quite
minutes.
5 minutes. Yeah, close. Yeah, and they got the drive they needed right there. Ended it with the touchdown, as far as the Panthers are concerned. Now, you can't drive the ball down. We got to get the ball quick down the field, quick hits, longer yardage chunk plays, so we have time to get the ball back another time, second time.
Yep. Do have all 3 timeouts left. Both teams do. It'll be another great time for one of these special teams plays.
Yeah, if we can get.
See if Greenbrier gives them a chance. I'm sure they'll be aiming to kick this one out of the end zone.
Yeah, Blaine Pruitt had such a good return last time. All they had to do was beat the kicker. Kicker just got in the way a little bit.
So Motley Cruz sets the crowd up for the kick. And it's going to be fieldable. It's Talon. Up across the 20, up to the 27-yard line.
3 on the return.
Talon Jones.
He's met first
Oh, the
by
clock's still
12.
running. It is
Luke
still
Adams.
running.
16 was also in there.
My
Lucas
goodness.
Thompson.
There was nothing more frustrating to me as an official than sometimes you get the way the clock gets operated. They left 1 second on the clock at the end of the half, which it should have run out. They've run time off the clock after Greenbrier scored, and then there was another 3 seconds running well after the play.
So 2:43 to play. Van Buren starts at their own 27. Trips to the wide side of the field. He sends Riggs in motion. Looks left. He's got pressure. Gets away from that. Looks down the field. Nobody to throw to. Makes another man miss. Steps out of bounds. Great play by Hayden Williford to stop the clock and not take a loss.
Yeah, and he looked dead to rights. It looked like they were going to sack him. He looked cool as a cucumber when he stepped away from that defender, rolled out. Good on him for not trying to force something down the field and get panicky.
Yeah, good heady play. 2:35 to play, second down. Greenbrier looks like they're sending pressure, but they pull it back. Williford with lots of time throws that one over to the middle to Kingsley Cook. Kingsley Cook's going to step out of bounds at the 41-yard line. 39-yard line. First down pointers.
Great job. Great drag route across the middle.
By number 2, Ace Newland. First
Kingsley
down
Cook's
for
first high school reception in a real game, I believe.
And you know what? Smart play. Ran the ball, got as much as he could get, and got himself out of bounds.
Riggs is in motion to the right. Williford looks that way. He's in trouble. Gets away from big number 77. Throws that one over toward the direction of Philip Steele. But probably a good throwaway. I think if that would have been right to Steele, it might have been trouble.
Yeah, if you look at that and you go back and you look at the replay, if he'd have hit him a little earlier, I don't think he saw him, but if he'd have hit him a little earlier, he was wide open. He just didn't see him.
It didn't help him that he had big Jonah Klosky running after him.
No.
Williford looks right, throws it out quick. There was a little miscommunication between him and Philip Steele on what the route was. Be third down at 10. .214 to play. The Pointers trail this one by 14, moving the ball down the field, trying to get it back within a touchdown, then come up with an extra possession somehow. Williford gets the clean snap, a lot of time. He's got people at his feet. He may be in trouble, and he is. He's sacked for a loss of 1 or 2. Pointers will have to use a timeout, come up with a miracle on fourth down.
Looks like he was brought down by number 12.
Tough.
Adams.
Clock's still running.
They're not going to use a timeout.
We're going to use a timeout right here. We need to kind of get a little bit of urgency in our step, though. A little bit of urgency.
So 4th and 13. First down markers at the 49-yard line. Ball's at the 36. 5 wide for Williford. Minute 38 to play.
He's got time.
He's got time. He's got to move up in the pocket. He finds a man down the field. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's tough. Carter Kelly had that one for the first down, and it just skimmed through his hands.
Williford had time. Didn't see the open receiver early. Was able to scramble out of the trouble, get the ball down the field. Just one of those plays. And you know, Philip's going to be as hard on himself as anybody for missing that pass, and he's going to be inconsolable for a little while.
So Van Buren has 3 timeouts. So Greenbrier can't take a knee yet. But they'll take possession at the 36-yard line. With 1 minute 28 seconds to go, they're about 1 first down away from being able to lock this one away. Enoch Hassan's in the backfield. And they'll go to him up the middle. He cuts right, cuts back left like he's working with a joystick, and he's going to trot in for a touch. Oh, no, he gets down. So he stopped short of the end zone to allow his team to run time off the clock. I don't hate that. That shows me something about that young man.
Absolutely. He realizes his job isn't just to score a touchdown, it's to manage the game, and that's just a smart football player.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't have hurt his team in this situation for him to go get a sixth touchdown of the night. And instead, he chose to be sacrificial, and now they'll take knees. And Greenbrier will come out of this with the win. First knee by Jack Palmer. They'll have to take one more.
I know the Pointer faithful are frustrated. They were certainly hoping we'd be on the positive side after 3 games, 2-1, not 1-2. But there's so many positives to take away. The fact that our team is able to come back in every situation, and even at Springdale, but if you look at it tonight as well, the ability for our team to handle the adversity, handle the turnovers, and then put themselves right back into the football game, I think that bodes well as we move into conference play in 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. They got two weeks to clean up some of the stuff, and they open up against Russellville at home. It's band court night. It'll be a big night.
Well,
but tonight, that brings this one to a close. The fireworks are going off here in Greenbrier, and the Panthers come out victorious 48-34. Pointers put up a heck of a fight after getting into a big 13-0 hole early, end up losing by 14. That start of the game was just tough.
Yeah. Well, and Jay, this team could have folded their tent early on and said, you know what, it's a non-conference game, what the heck. They played toe-to-toe with this football team. They played toe-to-toe all night long, made some mistakes that hurt them, but came out in the second half, made the changes they needed to make, and played a solid second half. And if you look at it from this standpoint, won the second half. The Pointers won the second half.
Yeah, that's true. They open up conference play next time we see them.
Yeah.
And we've talked about the schedule being really backloaded in conference, but you can't overlook anybody.
No.
They've got to go 1-0 against Russellville. So we've got 2 weeks to prepare for them. You've got plenty of film, including against this very Greenbrier team, and Russellville really struggled against them.
And, I'll leave you with this, talking to Coach Henry. As you look at the preseason schedule, you have A, B, and C teams. And he felt like this was the A team. This was a team that was their A team. And if that's the case, take a lot out of it and understand that losing by 2 touchdowns, one of those turnovers was a pick six. Another one was a turnover deep in their own territory. Self-inflicted wounds. I don't want to say Greenbrier didn't beat us, but we kind of beat ourselves a little bit.
Sure. Yep. Well, a lot of good to take from this game, and certainly we'll get into that next time we're live. On behalf of Josh Smith, Lindsey Cottrell, Stephen Copeland, and my broadcast partner Tim Malone, I'm Jay Baker. This is Pointer Media. We thank you for tuning in tonight. Everybody who's traveling, drive safe, and we'll see you in 2 weeks at band court night in Van Buren as the Pointers open conference play against Russellville. This is Pointer Media.